Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Here's the first pitch. Hot shot. High fly ball. Deep right field. And this one is gone. A moonshot by Patrick Sullivan. And a hanging ball over the plate skies this one deep to right field. A 3-run homer in his debut, Patrick Sullivan.
And now we'll take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park.
Long hold, exhales, the 0-2. Hot shot past the diving second baseman Ricciardi. Another RBI single. They're going to round the next runner, and there will be no throw. A 2 RBI single by Brian McHale, and the game has been flipped through the momentum, and now the Suns lead it by a score of 5-2.
And now, here are your hosts for Pittsfield Suns Baseball, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. Good morning, I should say, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Billy Madewell. Today, Steve O'Brien Jr. is off for the day, but of course, we still do have Colin Quinn, of course, to my right side and my right-hand man of the day. Colin, it's early. We still haven't quite woken up. We're not used to morning baseball, but still we get morning baseball and a field trip day for the kids that you can hear in the crowd mic right now.
Yeah, that's right. Morning baseball. It's one of my first experiences having a morning game, but really excited for this one to get going. Really happy that all these kids are here. It's going to be a packed house here at Wacona Park for this morning game.
It really is, and it's quite amazing to hear all of the students get really excited for everything that happens, of course, on the field. As we get set here for today's ball game, they're looking at us right now. That is because we are the official scoring station right now. Who's behind home plate, Colin? Who's on the bases? We can see them currently.
So behind home plate, we have Alan Libardoni, and the bases umpire for this morning's game will be Brian Berry. So Libardoni is the one with the baseballs around his waist, and Barry will be the one looking towards the outfield currently. He'll be judging the bases, hopefully make some good calls. We've seen some shaky umpiring, but see if we get it together this morning at least.
Yeah, solid last home game for the Suns, but before that, a couple controversial calls. Alex Dion standing in the left-handed batter's box. He is the manager for the Worcester Bravehearts. Matt Gedman for the Suns in the right-handed batter's box. Why don't we go through a quick trip around the FCBL while we're here and go through the standings of what's currently happening early in the season for the FCBL.
Well, the standings looking pretty good right now. The North Shore Navigators and your Pittsfield Suns tied atop with a 4-1 record. The Brockton Rocks coming next with a 4-2 record. The Bristol Blues are next with a 2-2 record. The Worcester Bravehearts, today's opponent, is 1-2. They are 2 games back of the first place Navigators and Suns. The Westfield Starfires picked up their first victory last night over the Pittsfield Suns. They are now 1-4, and the Nashua Silver Knights still looking for that first win. They are at the bottom at 0-4.
Which is quite odd to see the Silver Knights at the bottom of the leaderboard, no matter what time of the season. They're usually an absolute powerhouse. But for that, again, it's still an early season. For games that happened yesterday, you already talked about the Pittsfield Suns losing against the Starfires by a score of 7-4. And also, these Worcester Bravehearts, they lost against the North Shore Navigators 4-3 at Frazier Field. So why don't we go with a starting lineup for the Pittsfield Suns while we have a quick shot here for it.
All right, let's give it a whirl. For the Suns, Dom Hughes will be leading off. He's in center field. Mark Cooley is the right fielder today. He is batting second. At third base is Jack Colley. Seen a lot of great defense from Colley as well. He does hit some balls around the yard. He'll be at third base batting third. Jackson Peterson is hitting fourth. He's catching today. Jeff Bogus is in left hitting fifth. Matt Malcolm, the DH, is sixth. Dan Baruch at first base. He is the seventh hitter. Jack Kumlovich is at second base. He is the eighth hitter. And rounding out the lineup for the Pittsfield Suns will be Nate Cormier. He is the shortstop today for the Suns.
He is a shortstop today for the Suns. And on the mound here they are going to be facing off against the pitcher number 13, Tyler Patane. And for Patane, as we look for the Worcester's lineup right now for Patane, this will look like it'll be his first outing here for the Bravehearts. So the Suns getting ready to take the field here. Now, we did have an interview with Brandon Shalikas, but it looks like they're going to kick this game off maybe a little bit early. And there's a little bit of a miscue already here, as for the Pittsfield Suns, already gone out there was Matt Malcolm. And, well, he's a DH, so he's going to stay right put where he was. Actually, while we have a quick chance to do so, we're going to play that interview with pitching coach for the Suns, Brandon Shalikas. Pitching coach Brandon Shalikas, pitching coach Brandon. Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now standing here with pitching coach Brandon Shalikas. Shake, how's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
Doing well. As we just previously saw last night, the first loss of the season against the Westfield Starfire, 7-4. You one-hit them as a team collectively the first time you visited there, but this time they got the better of you. Was it them taking advantage of your win streak, such as them finally able to figure you guys out, or did this one get away from you?
I think, they were coming in, they were struggling, so I think they came in with a fire lit under them. They were ready to come out firing, and they just kind of got out to a quick start, and we weren't able to really come back.
A final score of 7-4 last night at Bolins Field. But looking at the Suns collectively, still just at a negative. Now here's the positive, still in first place, tied for first place. But the Suns, they really kicked into high gear early on in the season. How do you feel it's been for the team? Is it chemistry? Is it talent? Is it a mix? What's your thoughts?
I think it's a mix. I mean, guys have come out so far in those first 4 games. We threw the ball really well. We only had one kind of hiccup in those first 4 where we let up 5 runs. But other than that, we've been throwing the ball well. I mean, guys have been making plays. We battle at the plate. I mean, our pitchers keep us in the games, and we find ways to win, whether it's late, like that first game, or just kind of playing a good all-around game. Guys got good chemistry. They're here to win.
The team is here to win. Do you think the pitching core is going to stay steady and hold the course throughout the season? Do you think there's going to be bumps? What's your thoughts, at least trying to look into the crystal ball for the future?
I mean, anywhere you go, I mean, you're going to have bumps. It's a long season, but I think altogether, I think we're going to have a pretty good year. This staff so far has proven a lot. Even some of the guys that came out, they're a little rusty. They haven't thrown in a couple weeks. Even those guys, they kind of battled through not having their best stuff, and they still gave us a chance to win. So I think that looks pretty good.
I'll actually ask one last question here. Every time that you've come out to the pitcher's mound to really relax the pitchers, what are you saying to the pitchers that provide such an immediate impact and a positive impact where they're able to get out of a jam, they don't surrender any runs, they're able to get strikeouts? What is it?
Usually I'm just kind of lighting the mood, whether it's cracking a little joke or if I come out and we just talk about it, I just give them some reassurance. Tell them they're doing fine, just kind of settle back in, reset, and then maybe we talk next pitch, just go out, get your 2-ball, get your ground out, or just kind of what we want to do with the next hitter.
Pitching coach for the Pittsfield Suns, Brandon Shalikas. Shake, thank you for your time. Good luck out there and enjoy this young crowd.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
We'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. As you just saw, they just stood out there for the national anthem, and we are all set for Pittsfield Suns baseball. Why don't we go through a lineup here for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts?
For the Bravehearts, leading off will be number 6, John Thrasher. Second hitter will be number 2, the center fielder, Tyler Becker. The first baseman, Jack Gardner, bats third. Paul Kumalos is the designated hitter. Bryce Helgeth bats next at the third base position. Jackson Sessa is the left fielder tonight. Riley Livingston will be behind the plate. Batting seventh, Nicholas Martin is the eighth hitter in right field. And Mariano Ricciardi is the 9 hitter, rounding out the lineup at second base for the Bravehearts.
And now a quick defensive alignment here for the current and hometown Pittsfield Suns.
Well, Alex Janeo is on the hill for the Suns. Jackson Peterson is behind him. From third to first will go Colley, Cormier, Kumlovich, and Baruch. And a left to right will be Bogus, Hughes, and Cooley out in right, making his first appearance in right field here at Wacona Park. Usually at the second base position, but out there in right field today for the Suns.
Playing the utility factor. For Austin Janeo, he's only pitched in one game, pitched 1 inning, walked 1, struck out 2. Otherwise, gave up no hits, no runs, nothing. And for the Suns, this has got to be a big boost of confidence for the Suns pitching staff, as well as Brandon Schlikas, who we talked to. A team ERA of 2.66 through 5 games. That's minuscule if you look at it that way.
Yeah, it sure is. We've remarked on this pitching staff throughout a couple of broadcasts that we've had so far, and the pitching really has surprised us, and they've just been on target pretty much every single game here at Wacona Park, and let's hope they can continue that here. The Worcester Bravehearts really searching for a win in this one, too.
And it's not just the pitching that's been under par, I should say, because they've been quite well. The hitting has been there. The fielding has been there. The base running has been there. I don't think we've seen a Pittsfield Sun that was caught stealing yet at Wacona Park.
I don't think so. I think you're right about that. It's just been an all-around exciting team to be around, and this team has just been fantastic throughout the summer. They've only been through 5 games. They've won 4, took their first loss last night, unfortunately, but just been fantastic, really, throughout this first little stretch of season so far.
And we're just about to begin the ball game. It'll be the center fielder number 6, John Thrasher. Thrasher in 3 games, he's 0 for 8 with a run scored, 2 RBI, 2 walks, 2 hit batsmen. I should say 2 hit by pitches. Struck out twice. 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts. Janeo has a sign, and the very first pitch of the 2019 morning game is a bit high and tight for a ball. County is 1-0. The ball game starts right on time at 10:30 a.m., which is very odd to say that.
This is our only morning game that we have this season.
Janeo with the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Thrasher's a true righty, comes from 6'2", 180 from the University of Hartford.
He'll wave at that one and miss. The count now 1-2. Janeo has a sign. The wind in the deal. This one is a bit too far upstairs. And the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Thrasher's a junior from Ridgefield, Connecticut, playing for the Worcester Bravehearts. Worcester located in the central part of Massachusetts.
Here now the 2-2. Now on a high fly ball going out to right field. Going back is Cooley, and he on the run is going to make the play. So again, showing the range at second. Now showing the range out in the outfield is the utility man, current right fielder, Mark Cooley.
When you look at the Pittsfield Suns roster, Cooley's actually listed as an outfielder, but he surprised us a couple of times being in the starting lineup as a second baseman. But as Billy mentioned, definitely a utility player, makes that play out in right field, made that look easy.
And the first left-handed batter of the ballgame, shortstop number 2, Tyler Becker. For Becker, batting 143 in the young season, only 1 for 7 in 2 games played. Pitch, that's in there for a called strike. Count is 0-1 here to Becker. Janelle, the 0-1. That one drops a little bit too far low. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Becker's one of those guys that bats from the left but throws from the right. He's 6 feet, 170 from Adelphi University. He's a senior from Monroeville, New York.
Janelle again with the sign. Here's the Aces wild pitch. A high fly ball driven deep to right. Cooley's going to go back, and he at the wall is not going to be able to grab it. It just squeaks over the wall by an inch or two, and that's going to go as a solo shot for Tyler Becker, his first of the year and his first RBI of the year. The Worcester Bravehearts taking an early 1-0 lead.
That one just barely got out of here. Wasn't sure if it was going to get there. Cooley looked like he almost had a beat on that one, but just surpasses that wall.
So now it'll be the first baseman, number 23, Jack Gardner, after the quick home run. Gardner 1 for 12 to start off the season. This one fouled back, well back. Count 0-1 here to Gardner. Again, 1 for 13, 1 RBI thus far. Shake of a sign is Janelle. He's got to shake that homer off. Here's the 0-1. This one, slow grounder up the middle to short. Grabbing it is Cormier, throw over to first for the out. Designated hitter number 29, Paul Kumalos. Kumalos only 1 for 12 as well in 3 games played. Does have an RBI in the season. Batting from the left side. And here's the pitch. Clips lower outside corner there on a changeup. Count here is 0-1.
Interesting to note, Tyler Becker from Adelphi University did not have a home run this season for Adelphi, so he is his first one right here for the Bravehearts.
Next pitch, same spot, same result. Beautiful breaking ball there. And the changeup now makes it 0-2. Janeo with the 0-2. Tries to make him a little further chase outside. Count is now 1-2. As holding off on the pitch there was Kumalos. Janeo kicks and deals the 1-2. A high fly ball. Looking into the sun there, looks like Kalumovic, and he will make the catch to end the inning. But it's the Worcester Bravehearts who go up on top early off a solo shot that just squeaked over the right field wall. Other than that solo homer, no errors and nobody left. We now head to the bottom frame of the first. Suns down 1-0. We're going to go with another quick lineup here for the hometown Pittsfield Suns.
Leading off will be the center fielder, Dom Hughes. Mark Cooley is the right fielder tonight, batting second. Jack Colley is at third base. He'll bat third. Jackson Peterson bat fourth. He's behind the plate tonight. Jeffrey Bogus is in left, batting fifth. Matt Malcolm, the DH, is sixth. Dan Baruch, the first baseman, bats seventh. Jack Kalumovic is the second baseman, batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is Nate Cormier. He is at short tonight for the Suns.
And also a quick defensive alignment here for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts.
Patain is the pitcher. Riley Livingston will be behind the plate. Third to first will be Helgith, Becker, Ricciardi, and Gardner. And left to right for the Bravehearts is Sessa, Thrasher, and Martin.
While we have time, quick outfield dimensions here at Wacona Park we didn't get to in the top of the frame. 310 down the left field line, 377 in straightaway left. 374, it slides in by 3 feet in dead center field. Right center gap, the power alley, 403. That's the deepest part of the ballpark. And down the right field line, that sits at 305.
That ball by Tyler Becker maybe just went
306.
306, exactly. That one just squeaked over there. May have even hit the top of the wall. Not sure if it cleared it completely. But nonetheless, the Bravehearts have the quick 1-0 lead here.
And want to remind all of you, yes, this is an early game. Yes, this is Daytime Delight in School Day being presented by Greylock Federal Credit Union and Greylock Insurance Agency. The Pittsfield Suns in their home white unis. Black Suns embroidered with yellow on the front. Red numbers on the left abdomen. Black numbers embroidered with yellow on the back. White pants with a red and black trim, yellow and black trim down the side. Red cap, they are electing to go with the alternative cap. The red cap, black brim, the Suns P logo on top for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts coming out in their road navy uniforms. White Worcester embroidered with a lime green on the front. White numbers on the left abdomen. Last names and numbers on in white. A white underarm, which is traced above the shoulder and circled around. Gray pants with a navy trim down the side. Navy cap, navy brim, and the Worcester Baseball W logo on the cap for them. As the Suns kick off this ball game offensively with a center fielder number 34, Dom Hughes, again, younger brother of Thomas and Hal, former Pittsfield Suns player as well, so a true lineage of Hughes family. For Hughes, he is currently 3 for 16 in 4 games played. No homers, no RBI. And this crowd already getting behind the Suns. As with the windup, Tyler Pertain. Pertain with the first pitch on the upper outside corner. Count is 0-1. You're going to be hearing a lot of chanting and cheering here by this Pittsfield crowd today. These young students really get into this baseball game. Here's the windup from Pertain, the 0-1. Fastball and a short arm fastball is overthrown low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is one of the more energetic crowds that we've had thus far here.
And you will get every single morning game. Now we're feeling the vibrations of the grandstand here on the roof of the grandstand. The pitch does hit the lower outside corner. It says home plate umpire Alan Liberdoni, and bases umpire Brian Barry is also just barely in foul territory behind first base. Pertain shakes off a sign. Size, winds, deals with a 3/4 slot, and a base knock into center field. Absolutely smoked when it comes to the contact, and there's nothing you can do about that except see it, admire it, and then pick up the ball in center field.
Good piece of hitting there by Hughes. Lead off single. Gets the Suns rolling here early.
And let's see how they are going to test Livingston, the catcher, as well as the pitcher, Pertain, with right fielder number 23, Mark Cooley, digging in. For Cooley, played in all 5 games thus far. He is 6 for 17, second on the team. I should say first. Tied for first. 6 for 17 with an RBI. Here's the pitch. Low over the outside part of the plate. And count is 1-0.
Livingston does have a shoot behind home plate. I watched a lot of him play his college ball at the College of the Holy Cross this season.
Big lead for Hughes on first. And a pickoff throw over to first, and a wise pickoff throw to first from Pertain. Dom Hughes with a quick skip for a lead as he's going to try to increase his lead. Check over on first.
He's leaning a little bit.
Here's the 1-0. The pitch is too far low. 2 balls and no strikes here on a bright, clear, windy, sunny day in Pittsfield.
It's a beautiful morning for baseball.
It's very odd to hear that. Usually it's just day or night or anything like that, but not really too much morning. Here's a 2-0. Swing and a miss as this one would have clipped the inside corner. So count 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the normal hit and run back count. Let's see if they will try for the stereotype of that count. Take advantage of that situation. From the stretch, Pertain sets. A long hold, checking over on first. He will deal. The 2-1 is fisted foul. We'll now go to a 2-2 count. It's a bit of a chilly morning. It's only going to be about 65, 70 degrees today, but the wind probably going to knock that down by 5 degrees. But still, we elect for short sleeves and our brand new uniforms.
Looking good. Now
Looking as
identifiable.
fresh as the weather.
We're now finally identifiable by our logo on the sleeve, Suns Broadcasting.
That's very true. Runner does not go. The 2-2 is a very slow grounder charging. Here's the third baseman, Hellgate. Throw over to first is in the dirt. And let's see, they're going to test it. He's going to head over to second. No throw over to second. And that is going to be a two-base throwing error by the third baseman, Hellgate. And now there's runners on second and third.
Interesting decision there for Hellgate. I'm not sure if he was going to even get Cooley at first base, but decides to make the throw. And unfortunately, over at first, Gardner could not make the pick.
He was going to beat him with a throw. It was a strong throw, just not on line. So that'll be a two-base error, no hit for the Suns. And now it's the third baseman, number 21, Jack Cawley, who was, I believe, also tied with a base hitting and average for the team. Yes, 353, 6 for 17. He's got 2 doubles and 2 RBI. And let's see if he can take advantage here with the white helmet electing Cawley.
Cawley is impressive with his defense. His bat has been there as well. Went 1 for 3 yesterday in Westfield against the Starfires.
A check over on second and third from Patain from the stretch. The pitch. Curveball. A great frame there from Livingston, bringing it back in after the pitch was outside. Home plate umpire does rule it a called strike. Count is 0-1.
Cawley's probably one of the few players on the Suns to have at least 1 hit in every game that he's played thus far, and he's played in all 5 games.
So a 5-game hitting streak here for Cawley to start off the season. Not a bad way in your Suns' debut. This one a slow grounder foul. And the count now 0-2. Got to say, great job from Matt Malcolm, the DH. Just picked up that foul ball, threw it into the stands to a youngster who's now going to get a free souvenir. Smart thing to do, especially in a day like this where there's so many young people in the crowd. Patain has a sign, sets from the stretch. Long hold, the 0-2. That one, not sure where it missed. Looked good, might have missed high. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody gone, 2 men on, just getting underway. In the bottom of the first, it's 1-0. Worcester leads it off a solo shot by Tyler Becker that just irked over the right field line. Wall, rather. Patain does have the sign after shaking off a sign. A 1-2. Cut on and miss for 3. Strike 3. Down goes Cawley. And that is the first out offensively for the Suns. We'll bring up the catcher number 13, Jackson Peterson. For Peterson, batting an even 200 right now, 3 for 15 in 4 games played. He's got a homer and 3 RBI. And boy, would this be a fantastic time for him to double up both categories in home runs and RBI.
Peterson played in yesterday's game, but did go 0 for 4, did have an RBI in that one, however.
Shaking off 2 signs was Patain. Now he will set. And the pitch. Holding off as he wants to see at least 1 pitch. Does get in there for a called strike. Count is 0-1.
Peterson, who's at the dish right now, smacked a home run against the Starfires on Sunday when the Suns were at home here.
Long hold again here from Patain. The 0-1. That one nearly hit him on the fastball. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch well inside. Would not have been the worst thing if he did strike. I'm sure it's going to hurt. And then you're going to load the bases. But again, double play ball would be there, as it currently is not. Runners on second and third. Hughes on third. Cooley on second. Both speedster. Both will score if there's a hit in the outfield. 1-1. High fly ball into right field. This one's deep enough, which will score a run. Martin's going to grab this, and both runners are going to tag. Both runners are going to be safe, and the ball game is tied at 1-1.
Good piece of hitting there by Peterson. Just wanted to lift the ball into the outfield deep enough to score the run. That's exactly what he did. And he moved Cooley over from second to third. 2 outs in the inning.
Now the left fielder, number 18, Jeff Bogus, as a quick trip to the pitcher's mound here for Worcester. Very quick trip. I should mention that Dom Hughes' run, who just scored, is unearned due to the error. The sacrifice fly would have been the third out if the error was not an error, was actually a 5-3 put out. But it's just a meeting on the mound just to get the confidence going. And actually, no. That's going to do it there for Tyler Pertain. In a rare, shocking turn of events, Pertain, we're going to go with a pitching change here. Nobody's ready over in the bullpen for the Bravehearts, which we can only assume, unfortunately, that is an injury substitution for Tyler Pertain. And they're going to bring out a new pitcher.
It's like Troy Clem is coming out of the dugout, so he's obviously going to have enough time to warm up to his liking, because I think it is an injury.
Yes, due to an injury replacement, you have as much time to warm up as a pitcher as you would like within reasonable amount of pitches. We're not going to speculate here, but it definitely is an injury. We just don't know what. We can only hope the best there for Pertain. Hope he's all right. We were not expecting that at all. But Pertain is going to be subbed out as the starting pitcher. And here is a lengthy fella.
6'5", 205.
I would say 6'6" or 6'7". This kid is jacked when it comes vertically.
From Land O'Lakes, Florida, Palm Beach Atlantic University, has pitched in one game for the Bravehearts. That was against the North Shore Navigators on May 31st. Went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, not earned, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Faced 10 batters in that one. But as we mentioned, he's going to have plenty of time to warm up. No one's going to rush him here. He's coming straight cold from the dugout, so.
And, well, plus the weather doesn't help right now. It looks fantastic here, but if you're here at Wacona Park, you're definitely going to want to bring a hoodie, some pants or slacks, definitely not shorts, but
it's like some of the kids are moving from the cold grandstand over to the
sunny, slight warmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I like that.
Taking in the sun's rays here. Put on a little tan while you're here. Why not?
Just got some hand signals there from Chris Barbarata and Matt Gedman, the hitting coach and head coach. I just gave him the okay. I have no clue what they said, by the way. But just by the way that they were pointing towards me and trying to signal at the pitcher, I'm really assuming that they're trying to mention to me that this is an injury replacement. Again, this is the reason why right now Clem is taking as much time as he is. Normally, there's only about 8 pitches that are given for a reliever to come in, but when there's an injury, it is unfair to only throw 8 pitches. When you warm up in the bullpen, throw about, 30 pitches, 35 pitches.
Yeah, at least.
One more pitch, says Clem. And it looks like he's all set and warmed up. His location looks there. His fastball looks there. So, yes, indeed, it does look like he's all set. But here's the thing. Tyler Pertain is responsible, in quotes, for Mark Cooley on third base. However, he will not receive any earned runs this entire inning, past, present, or future. So left fielder Jeff Bogus will now step up to the dish with a new pitcher. For Bogus, batting 3 for 12. That's an even .250 a quarter. He's got 3 RBI. He's going to be looking for his 4th. Clem with the first pitch. In there for a called strike. And the count is 0-1.
It's key here just to find your location for Clem. They're coming straight cold from the dugout. Just getting used to game action here.
The 0-1. That one bounces in for a 60-footer. For a ball to count 1 strike. There has been some pitches that have bounced in. You'll hear me say 55-footer quite a bit if it bounces in. 50 feet if it hits the grass. Here's the 1-1. That one fouled off of the batter. We'll go to 1-2.
Bogus played in yesterday's game in Westfield. One for 3, did have a double and 2 RBIs. Also took a walk.
Bogus played in all but one game this season. Actually, I believe there's only 3 men who have played all 3. Cormier, Cooley, and Colley. The 1-2 fouled off. Well, there's some birds joining the game who's going to get a great seat up there on the fencing. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone, man on third. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. Clem with the pitch. Pitch a bit high and tight. That'll even things up. The Deuces wild pitch here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Runner on third. A run and a hit apiece for both teams thus far. An error for the Bravehearts. Here's a 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Frozen with a pitch. So that'll be the first strikeout for Clem and his first batter that he faces. 1 run off 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left. We now head through 1 full inning of play to the top of the second. It is currently 1 apiece. 1-1. The Bravehearts and the Suns are listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network here at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell and Colin Quinn on the call as we head to the top of the second between the Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. The current score is 1-1. Leading things off here in the second, third baseman number 31, Bryce Helgath. For Helgath, batting .333, 1 for 3. In his only game played, he's also got a run and an RBI and a walk and a strikeout. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Count is 0-1 as Janeo with the 0-1. A check swing. Did he go? He did not. The correct call. And count 1 ball, 1 strike. I say correct call because, again, perfect vantage point. We are looking over home plate. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, beautiful pitch, but it just misses. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Helg is a sophomore, 6'2", 210 from Dayton University. Comes from Arlington Heights, Illinois.
That pitch is just a shade high. 3 balls, 1 strike here in the second. The windup from Janeo, and the 3-1 is a pitch that's low, and that's going to be the first walk of the ball game. So now bring up the left fielder, number 15, Jacob Sessa. For Sessa, played in 3 games thus far. He's 2 for 9, batting .222. One of those hits was a double. He's got 3 RBI on the season with only only 2 hits. So he's really taken advantage of the hitting when it's come needed. Pickoff throw over to first. He's back in safely.
Sessa had 2 RBIs in a win over the Silver Knights and picked up another one in a losing effort over the North Shore Navigators.
Pitch is outside for a ball. The count is 1-0 with the left-handed batter, Sessa, in the left-handed batter's box. Currently see Colley, the third baseman, about 3 to 5 feet in the infield grass. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball in the infield. The pitcher's going to get out of the way. First baseman will be called up by the third baseman, Colley, and the Colley will make the catch. And again, the real reason for the success for the Suns, the communication, whether it's the pitching coach, whether it's the head coach, the hitting coach, the infield, the outfield, the team itself on the bench against pitchers, the communication is there, and that is a real benefactor for the Suns early on.
Sure is. That's just team chemistry right there, and having that,
especially early.
Exactly. Especially all these guys are pretty much brand new to each other, unless they played with each other in college. But you don't see a lot of players come in that are from the same school. We got a couple on the team for the Suns, but having the chemistry with brand new guys is huge, and the Suns have really done that, and that shows in their record and how they've played so far this season.
The catcher, number 27, Riley Livingston, sees the first pitch as it's in there for a called strike, 0-1. And Livingston right now, as you look down the line and stat line for him, well, you don't see him because this is his debut with Worcester. From the stretch, Janeo has the sign and the 0-1. Pitch is low. They are not going to test him. He thought about it for a second, that being Hellgate. Thought better of it. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Another pickoff throw back over to first. That one a hot shot over to short. This could be 2. A flip over to second. Had trouble getting out of the glove. Throw over to first. And it's still in time. And the Suns still turn the double play. I even have the t-shirt for it. 6 plus 2 plus 3 equals 2. That will end the inning on the 6-4-3 double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Janelle faces the minimum. We're through 1.5 to the bottom of the second we go. This ball game is tied 1-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Pittsfield Suns here on Daytime Delight School Day, being presented by Greylock Federal Credit Union and Greylock Insurance Agency. Currently, it is 1-1. Both teams getting 1 run in the first. For the Pittsfield Suns, it was a solo shot against Tyler Becker that they gave up to Becker for the Bravehearts. And for the Suns offensively, they took advantage of a 1-out, 2-man-on situation with a sacrifice fly by Jackson Peterson. So bring up the designated hitter number 27, Matt Malcolm. For Malcolm, 2 for 10 in 3 games played. First pitch is a ball, low and outside. Troy Clem with the next pitch. That one's in there for a call strike. Again, Troy Clem replacing Tyler Patane in the first. An unfortunate injury replacement. We do not have details on that. And we will not speculate. The 1-1 also in there at the knees for a call strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Great pitch. Malcolm realized that he might have swung at it.
Malcolm
shoulda, woulda, coulda. Go ahead.
Right. Malcolm's still looking for his first extra base hit of this young season. Does have 2 singles so far.
The chin music there against Malcolm. 2 balls, 2 strikes here.
We've remarked on Malcolm a couple of times. His height as a catcher, just 5'7".
Pitch is low, 3-2. But his height, oh, look at this, how beautiful this is. The clouds giving way, and now the sun going to shine bright on the playing field. That is a sight to see. Payout pitch is a line grounder down the third base line. Throw over to first and just got him by a half step. A great throw there from Hellgate, and he just beat him by a half step.
Just barely on that play. I don't know. He might have barely got him. Good speed over there by Malcolm. Just couldn't get that foot down in time. Nice play over there by Helgeth.
And Malcolm is a speedster of a catcher as well. Today he's DH. Here's the number 7 hitter, first baseman number 19, Dan Baruch. You will see a lot of long stretches from him over at first. Baruch, however, is only 2 for 15 to start off the young season in 4 games. You'll see a breaking ball, first pitch called strike on the lower outside corner with the back door. Baruch does have an RBI on the season, however. The 0-1 pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 1-1. You can call this aces wild here for Clem. The pitch does hit the lower outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Baruch was hitless in his first 2 games with the Suns, but since then, his last 2 appearances, he's gotten a hit in each of those games.
Now the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the lower outside corner. A bender of a curveball there from Clem. And now in his Pittsfield Suns return is the second baseman, number 1, Jack Kolumovic. Kolumovic going to bat from the left-hand side. Kolumovic not the greatest seasons last year. Pitch is high and away for a ball. He only batted 165. He went 14 for 85 with 11 RBI. He's going to try to better that standpoint. Here's the next pitch. Big cut and miss there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clem has a sign and the windup and the pitch. Cut out and miss for strike 2. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes is Kolumovic. It's a great defensive infielder, that being Kolumovic. Same thing with Dan Baruch over at first base. Great defensive first baseman. Still trying to get it together offensively and put a couple hits together.
Right. We've seen a lot of good defense.
Pitch is inside, too far inside. Home plate umpire Ellen Liberdoni. There we go. Says no. Pitch is a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Clem now the 2-2. High fly ball deep to right. Going back here is Martin even further back. And this one's going to go over his head. A throw into second in his very first at-bat for the Pittsfield Suns in his return is a sounding double to right center field.
Nice piece of hitting there by Kalumovic. Sends it over the right fielder's head, Martin. And he's on base now with 2 outs in the inning.
It did help for Martin as well, misplaying it. Again, Cardinal sin as an outfielder. He took 2 steps in instead of 2 steps back. And now it'll be the shortstop, number 5, Nate Cormier, the number 9 hitter, or second number 1 hitter. Cormier only 2 for 18. He does have 3 RBI. Be a good time to boost both those stats. And the first pitch to him, he'll see a first pitch called strike. And the count is 0-1.
Cormier has 3 RBIs, came in his last 3 appearances. 2 games at home and 1 yesterday against the Starfires.
Here's the 0-1. Pitch is low over the outside part of the plate. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of curveballs that backdoor against right-handed batters. And we're seeing a lot of that with pitches going towards our right and the lower right of that frame as well. The 1-1. Pitch is middle high, swung on, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 gone. And with this being the number 9 hitter going to the second time through the lineup, the Suns might take advantage of Clem here. Some of them haven't faced him, but a lot of pitches are low and to the right.
Once you see that one time, you'll probably understand a little bit more when you're up there for a second time to face him.
Same thing. The pitch, this one is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, a man on second. So again, Deuce's wild pitch for Troy Clem to Nate Cormier. Clem sets, checks second, lifts and deals. 2-2. Again, the infield keeps running towards the dugout. It's not selling the call. He's asking where the pitch was, and he asked if it was low, and it was. Livingston, the catcher, is framing it well, just not getting the call some of the time.
It's the second pitch in a row that the pitcher, Clem, and a couple of the infielders have moved towards their dugout, thought they got the 3rd strike.
Here's the payoff. Foul ball behind home plate. We'll go again. That one's going to bounce in front of the Pittsfield Suns trailer/office. So we'll go again from a payoff pitch. Shaking off a sign. Nods, but time is called.
Taking a little bit too much time there for Cormier's liking. So he takes the timeout.
Time called by the catcher this time. Play ball. Says home plate umpire. Clem does have his sign. Does set. Lifts and deals. 3-2 is in the dirt for a ball, and that's going to walk him, putting runners on first and second for the center fielder, Dom Hughes, who singled to center to begin the offense for the Suns back in the first. Again, the true lineage here for the Hughes brothers. You had first Thomas Hughes, then Hal Hughes, then a return from Thomas Hughes, who was a pitcher and fielder. He was a true utility. He could literally and did literally play everywhere. And now you have Dom Hughes. High fly ball to center. Underneath this one is Thrasher, and he will collect the final out of the inning. Stalling the threat against the Suns. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left through 2 full. It's still 1-1. The Worcester Bravehearts and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Welcome back to Paul Outfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Not for a minute that Andrew Fernandez was about to step up to the plate, but it's just the crowd singing to Baby Shark, as you can still hear. So we batter up now to the top of the third. This will be the right fielder, number 28, Nicholas Martin. It's so windy right now that my recorder is being shifted down the desk. So a bit of a gust of wind here. First pitch just past the pitcher. A glove there by the second baseman. Throw over to first, and he got him. Great throw by Kolumovic, and great grab there from Baruch. The defense of the infield is impeccable and has been thus far this season. Only a collective 4 errors thus far.
It's a really nice throw over there by Kolumovic. He had to field quickly. Good speed on the bases by Martin. But a good, accurate throw. And Dan Baruch with his signature stretch at first base.
And here's second baseman number 1. It's Mariano Ricciardi. Pitches in there for a called strike, 0-1. You can see right now Cauley well in on third. A bunt specialist is Ricciardi. A speedster is Ricciardi. A defensive gem at second is Ricciardi. This one is smacked over to first. He's going to take it himself, that being Baruch. For quickly the second out of the inning, and only 3 pitches. Did not give you time to give you their stats. Ricciardi is only 1 for 3 and 1 game played with a walk and a strikeout and a single. And for Nicholas Martin, looking down his line, he was still looking for his first hit. He's currently 0 for 4, coming in 0 for 3. He does have an RBI off a walk. And now here's the top of the lineup. Center fielder John Thrasher flew out to right last time up. First pitch in there, a called strike. Janeo has only thrown 4 pitches this inning. Got 3 pitches with the first 2 men. And here's 5. This one behind first base going foul. Let's see. Baruch will not be able to get it. It goes off his glove as he looks over his head, and it just barely taps off his glove. He's not going to receive an error on the foul ball because that one he was well close to the wall. That was well out of ordinary effort for him.
Tried to make like a basket style type catch over the shoulder. It just went off of his glove there. It's a good attempt by Baruch, but just out of the reach there.
Janeo sighs and relaxes as he has a sign. Winds and deals the 0-2. That one's in fair territory. Kolumovic looks like it's going to get underneath this one. Reach up, collect the out for the final out of the inning. Boy, was that quick. Great job of keeping the pitch count low there for Janeo. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Suns defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left through 2.5. To the bottom of the third we go. Still 1-1. The Bravehearts currently tied with the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi bobbidi. You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the third now we head to, and it'll be the 2-3-4 batters here in the bottom of the third. Mark Cooley, the right fielder, tapped a slow grounder down the third base line. The ball was thrown away by Hellgate, resulting in a two-base error that took advantage for the Suns. As a curveball, this one misses outside to Cooley. The count is 1-0 as Cooley is 0 for 1. Reaching on the error. Next pitch, too far low, also too far outside. The count now was 2-0. Pitch, did that hit the jersey? It did not. The pitch definitely was tight. It's 3-0. Cooley going to be holding dead red here. 3-0. Well, that's in there for a call strike. The 3-0 special. Fastball down the middle. But you never want to swing it because you might just walk. 3-1. Hot shot down the third baseline. That's a fair ball down the left field line, and he's going to think too. Cooley's going to stand up with a sound line drive double down the left field line.
That one perfectly placed there by Cooley right down the line. Slowed up on the outfield grass a little bit. So Cooley had no chance at getting to third, but good.
That was on the right field line, however, yes.
Absolutely. He probably could have made it to third, but on that one to left, the grass definitely slowed it up a little bit, made it a little bit easier there for Sessa in left field for the Bravehearts, but nonetheless, a leadoff double for the Suns here in Cooley.
Here's the third baseman, number 21, Jack Colley. Struck out swinging last time up. First pitch is high and away for a ball. The count here is 1-0. Mark Cooley, who I'm assuming is a father or uncle of one of the players, is listening in currently. The 1-0 does hit in there for a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm only assuming that Mark Cooley is, of course, the father or uncle of, well, Mark Cooley, who just hit a ringing double. Well, at least the Suns come out. Time is called. The good news about today, no sun delay. That's
right.
some very good news.
We mentioned last broadcast we haven't seen the sun delay yet, and we won't see it today because this morning game would continue to knock on wood.
I'm still knocking on wood. Here's a 1-1, cut on and missed. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes, and let's see what they will do with 2 strikes. What I've noticed is they're not going to take advantage of no outs and runner on second. They're not going to play small ball. They're focusing on their hitting. Here's the 1-2. Pitch outside for a ball. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody gone in the bottom of the third. I think Steve also commented on the YouTube page that he's currently listening in. If his name is Festival Picnic, listening from work, wish I was there calling it with you guys.
It's got to be Steve.
It's got to be Steve. Hello, Steve. You're missing out on a gem. Here's the 2-2. Well outside again. Now he's worked it back full, 3-2.
Good at bat here from Colley. This is a big pitch now.
Clem shakes off the sign as well. Really hard to go at Colley here. He's a big hitter. Here's the payoff. Cut out and miss, and he won the battle against him.
Second time now.
So Colley goes down swinging for the second time, and here comes the center fielder, Jackson Peterson.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first time that Colley faced Clem.
Yes, it is, and this will be the last time that Clem will face against a batter he has not seen, barring, of course, a pinch hitter of sorts. Jackson Peterson flew out in a sacrifice fly to right. Would be extremely hard for him to do so again. Pitch is high and away against the lefty, 1-0. I say that because the only way that Cooley could score from second on a sacrifice fly is, let's say, if it's hit all the way to the 403 marker and somehow they don't get the ball in. That's happened before in the majors on a weird play, but it's extremely rare. The 1-0. High fly ball foul, third base side. That ball's going to go out of the ballpark. One ball, one strike, one gone, runner in scoring position. And now Livingston's going to come out and talk with Clem. And something that they need to do is get their signs right, because I think Clem was not expecting that last pitch. I believe he was expecting more of a curveball, not a changeup. So they're going to get things set. While we have a quick shot, why don't we look at the other game that's being played here in the morning for the FCBL? Because, of course, this isn't the only game being played.
Absolutely. That game is between the Bristol Blues and the Nashville Silver Knights, scheduled to begin at 11 a.m., but I see no indication that it has begun quite yet. I've checked their Twitter page, and they have nothing up on Twitter yet, and their live stats are just now going in pregame, so looks like that one's going to get underway at about 11:30 instead of 11.
So a minor delay, the 1-1. Curveball, a beauty with the front door curveball. So the talk worked. It's now 1-2.
The Brockton Rocks will be heading to Westfield for the first time this season. Take on the Starfires. That game is at 6:30 from Bullens Field in Westfield.
Here's a pitch. That one fouled. No, it's not fouled off. Throw over to first is in time. So that'll be a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. And here's a left fielder, Jeff Bogus. He was the first batter that Troy Clem faced when he replaced Pitane due to injury back in the first. And he struck him out looking on a 2-2 count. So the Suns with back-to-back strikeouts after an opening double and leadoff double by Mark Cooley. You don't just want to strand him out there. Pitch is low for a ball. It's actually in the dirt, 1-0.
As for yesterday's games around the FCBL, the Starfires of Westfield knocked off the Pittsfield Suns 7-4. That's their first win of their inaugural season. How fitting it was, as they did it at home at their home stadium. The North Shore Navigators defeated this Worcester Bravehearts team 4-3.
The 1-0, a little bit too far low, now 2-0.
And lastly, the Brockton Rocks defeated the Nashville Silver Knights 7-2. This is a home-and-home series. Tomorrow's game between the Suns and the Bravehearts.
The 2-0, open-ended swing, taking some English there. Shortstop will throw over to first. In time, they do strand Cooley over at second after a leadoff double. So that'll be a weird play over at short. Was able to grab it off the English. That'll be a 6-3 put out and an end of the inning. We're through 1/3 of the ball game, through 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We head to the top of the 4th, 1-1. The Suns tied with the Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's a windy one here this morning, part of the Daytime Delight school day. And if you hear, you're seeing a whole lot of youngsters, children, and kids just enjoying a good old-fashioned game of baseball here late in the school season. And they're taking a day off enjoying a baseball game.
Nice little field trip for them. Gets a nice day off of school, or a nice morning off. They probably got to go back to the afternoon for a couple of hours, but not too bad.
This is a shortstop, number 2, Tyler Becker, hit a solo shot over the right field wall. First pitch he sees is a cold strike, 0-1.
Pitcher for the Suns, Austin Janelle, has been really good through 3 innings, just the 1 hit, 1 run. Doesn't have a strikeout yet, but he's pitched very sufficiently.
The 0-1 pitch is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he put that home run behind him. It eked over the wall just barely, and he put it behind him, retiring the next 9 batters. Pitch. That's actually in there. Called strike 1-2.
The guy that played right now is the guy with the home run, so.
8 in a row.
Janelle has done a really nice job settling in after that home run.
Now the 1-2. It's fouled back. We'll go again from 1-2. That's a bit of a delay there for the other morning game being played, and we're going to try to keep tabs on that.
Looks like it's going to be a 11:30 first pitch instead of the 11 a.m. as scheduled.
The 1-2 goes off the glove in the 5 hole of the home plate umpire, Liberdoni. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to lead off the top of the 4th. Janeo, the 2-2. This one past the pitcher towards the shortstop, second base side, throw over to first. The pitch is high and goes into the dugout. That was a very, very close play. He's heading over to second. That's definitely an error on the shortstop, Cormier. But we're going to count it as a hit and an error, because I do believe he would have beaten the throw.
Cormier saw the speed there of Becker and really tried to rush that throw and sailed over the head of Dan Baruch, the first baseman. No chance for Baruch whatsoever. And the ball ended up into the dugout of the Worcester Bravehearts. So that allows Becker to move to second base.
That'll be reviewed post-game. Here's Jack Gardner, the first baseman, grounded to short his last time up. Janelle checks second. And the 1-0. Pitch is high for a ball, now 2-0. A bit of a leg kick that kind of almost froze, and if it did, that would have been a balk. That was very close. Here's a 2-0. Pitch upstairs, now 3-0. Going to be holding all the way here is Gardner with nobody gone and a runner on second, much to the same of the past half inning. As you saw a double by Cooley. Here's a 3-0. And that one's actually high. He's going to walk him on 4 pitches. And here comes Brandon Shalikas again. We talked with him pregame. You heard. What he does is he cracks jokes. He lightens the mood. He relaxes the pitcher. And that really is some big success coming there from Shalikas.
I'd like to apologize to Austin Janeo. I think I jinxed him a little bit, saying that he's really calmed down after that home run by Becker back in the first inning. Janeo's allowed 2 runners here. Start the top of the 4th, and now Paul Kumalos is going to dig in from the left side.
Kumalos popped it up in the infield between second and the pitcher. The shortstop there, Cormier, was the one who grabbed it. Pitch is outside for a ball. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Five balls thrown in a row. Number 6 appears as well. Now 2-0.
Back to your basics here for Janeo. Take a step off the mound like he's doing now. Take a breather. Get back in there. Throw your strikes. Throw your game that you were doing the last couple of innings.
2-0. Pitch. Not sure where they've missed. Might have been upstairs. Look good. But it's 3-0. 7 straight balls from Janeo. It's going to do exactly like you said. Step off the mound. Take a second. 3-0. That's in there. Called strike. Streak is over. Janeo going to need to relax here. In a bit of a jam. Check on second and the 3-1. High fly ball towards shallow center. I heard infield fly. The shortstop catches it, not the center fielder. A bit of a collision. Home plate umpire ruled that one as an infield fly.
Indeed, it was an infield fly. The home base umpire came down the third base line and ruled that one the infield fly, although the first base or the bases umpire, Brian Barry, was pretty much right on top of that play.
He elected to let it go, but we all know who the crew chief is. Here's Bryce Helgath, walked on a 3-1 count, was erased due to a 6-4-3 double play. He'll swing at this one and miss. 0-1. Janeo still in a bit of a jam, but he can really trust his defense here. And now a step-off motion back towards second as a half-hearted pickoff. Here's the 0-1. Also cut on and miss. Now strike 2. And if you're Janeo here, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners on first and second. You got a double play ball on a ground ball. Maybe focused on the lower pitching, maybe a fastball or a breaking ball so we can get on top of it. We'll certainly see. Janeo, the 0-2. Pitch is low, but also inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Janeo has already got 1 ground ball for a double play and went 6-4-3 back in the second inning. So he is capable of throwing that ball low to force hitters to get ground ball hits.
Here's the 1-2. This one, a high fly ball. That one goes into center field and dunks down. They're going to hold up the runner. A strong throw in from center field would have gunned him down. So a smart move, a base hit there for Bryce Helgath. And now the bases are loaded for the left fielder, Jacob Sessa. So the line drive single was hit too hard. How often do you hear that?
Not very often. It was a good piece of hitting there by Helgath. Able to get on base. Now the bases are filled. just one out. It's a good battle up there.
Now the corner infielders will be in. They're expecting the suicide squeeze here. Middle infielders at double play depth. Pitch is high and away against the lefty, 1-0.
No action down in the Pittsfield Suns bullpen. So Janeo's going to continue through this inning, for right now at least.
Here's the 1-0. High fly ball deep to right. Going back here is Cooley. It's driven deep, and he will lose it in the sun. He will throw it in, and a run will score. What would have been a sacrifice fly, he just lost it in the sun, a detriment of this morning game. That'll go down as an RBI single by Jacob Sessa, and it's 2-1 Bravehearts.
Very interesting out there. Cooley looks like he had a beat on it, but definitely lost it in the sun up there. He's kind of looking towards the sky, kind of angry at the sun on that one.
And now here's the catcher, number 27, Riley Livingston. He's the man who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the second. It would be a beautiful time here for him to do that again if you're thinking for the Suns' perspective. But that single only exasperated the issue. If it was a sacrifice fly, good. Any out will get you out of this jam here. But now, tack on a run for him, and we back to square one. First pitch is in there, 0-1. You still have the bases loaded. You still have one out. And the worst thing that can happen is the score can still jump up. And with that fly ball there from Sessa, during a normal game, that would have been gone, but the wind's just bringing that one in. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball deep to right center field, shading more towards right center. It'll be Cooley who collects it. The throw-in goes to third, and no throw as runners on second and third advance. A sacrifice fly for Livingston. Now it's 3-1.
Good piece of hitting there by Livingston. Just once again, we saw it in the first inning for the Suns. Just a sacrifice fly, getting it up in the air and deep enough to score a run. That's exactly what he did. Well executed play there by the Bravehearts and Livingston. It's a 2-run lead now for the Bravehearts.
And now here's the right fielder, Nicholas Martin, grounded out to second last time up. Runners on the corners with two gone. Runner on first goes. The pitch hit him. That'll be a hit by pitch.
Janeo getting into some trouble now. Now there's action down in the bullpen for the Suns.
Now the bases again are reloaded for the second baseman, Mariano Ricciardi. Ricciardi is a contact hitter. This one, a hot shot over the third baseman. They're going to round the runner, and it's bobbled by the left fielder, and the runners advance. Let's see the play at second. There is no play at second. The runner retreats. And now it is 5-1 as the Bravehearts bat around a 2 RBI single. No error by the left fielder. The runners were advancing no matter what. You can't assume he was going to get him out.
Just a hot shot over there by Ricciardi. Just unable to get it there. Third baseman call. You've seen his fantastic glove. We've mentioned it so many times.
Just unable to grab that one. Just too hot of a shot. Runner on first goes. A hit and run again. This one foul first base side, and this one is going to be a foul ball.
Now Thrasher's able to get aboard The Bravehearts will have batted around in the inning.
Pickoff throw over at first. Here's a pitch. That one misses high. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Ricciardi, the speedster, over on first. Now a step off here. This pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. This one swung over to Colley. A flip over to second. Actually, tag is applied. And that will end the inning. On the fielder's choice, 5-4 putout ends the inning, but 4 runs come aboard off of 4 hits, an error, and 2 men left. We now head to the bottom of the 4th. With the Suns now trailing the Bravehearts 5-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
see store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 4th now for the Suns against the Bravehearts. Taking advantage and hitting off a very hittable Austin Janeo for the 4th. Only hittable in the 4th, it seemed like. They take a 5-1 lead after 4 runs come in. Of what is currently 4 hits and 1 error, might be 3 hits in 1 error. We will double check. That'll be post game. Designated hitter number 27, Matt Malcolm, grounded to third last time up.
We'll be facing a new pitcher here for the Bravehearts. That's number 41, James Flayhive, out of Long Meadow, Mass., a sophomore from AIC. Just 1 appearance thus far for the Bravehearts. 1/3 of an inning, got a strikeout, but did allow a hit in that appearance.
Here's the first pitch from the lefty. Pitches on the inside corner. Count is 0-1. Going to give you both the starting pitcher, Patain and Clem, their pitching lines. Now, a hot shot down the left field line. Fair ball will go all the way to the wall. Malcolm is going to round second, and he's going to dig in with a stand-up double and a leadoff double for the second time in as many innings. Mark Cooley with a leadoff double in the 3rd, and now a leadoff 2-bagger for Matt Malcolm. This will bring up the first baseman, Dan Baruch, who struck out looking on a 1-2 pitch last time up. But if you're the Suns, You got to chip away at that 5-1 deficit right now, even if it's only 1 run an inning. Just chip away.
Perfect opportunity here. Malcolm with the leadoff double. And Baruch now.
That one foul back. Count is 0-1. The lefty Flahive. This one a high fly ball, right field line, shading foul. Right fielder Martin chasing. Will go well out of his reach by about 10, 15 feet. So Flahive will now have a 0-2 count against Baruch.
I'm not sure if that was a fair ball. I'm not sure if I had the distance to get out of here, but it would have been pretty close.
The 0-2, slow curve, and this one misses, and it's 1-2, which is the same count that Baruch struck out looking last time, but that was against Clem.
Baruch kind of goes old school with no batting gloves on his hands.
No, just wrist tape for a first baseman. Here's the 1-2. Cut on a miss for strike 3, so deja vu, albeit this one's swinging. Baruch is down on strikes. And here's the second baseman, Jack Kolumovic, in his first at-bat for the 2019 season. In his return to Pittsfield, he hit a rounding double that hit the base of the right center field wall. So lefty versus lefty matchup will be very interesting here for both Kolumovic and Flahive. And the pitch, high for a ball, count 1-0. From the stretch, Flahive will set, and the pitch. Slow curve, a bit high and tight. In on the hands, and the count 2-0. And again, if you're Kolumovic right now, might want to take a strike. Run around second, 1 gone. You're down by 4 in the 4th. It'd be a bad idea to just let them go by until you see one. That one nearly got a piece of him as it goes high and tight, and now inside. Now it's 3-0, and now you're truly holding dead red.
Taking any pitch you can, try to get on base, get these runs back for the Suns.
.30, inside for a walk. Now again, the bad news is you set up a double play. The good news is you have 2 men on. And reverse that good news and bad news for whatever team you're thinking of. Here's a shortstop, Nate Cormier. Walked his last time up, much the same of Kolumovic, who just did so. That was on a full count pitch.
Sun starting to come out again across the field.
Again, it's always great to see that. Here's the first pitch. You will see a cold strike as he's awaiting for a strike.
About 60 degrees out here today. Feels like 59. The wind's blowing west at 8 miles per hour. Chance of showers a little bit later tonight around 7 or 8 o'clock. So luckily we're getting this one in here in the morning time instead of our usual 6:30 on weekdays.
The 0-1. Inside out swing over to short. This could be 2. Flip over to second for 1. Over to first in time with the double play. He walks the batter and it works to their advantage. A 6-4-3 double play. And that will end the inning. So with a 6-4-3 double play, there are no runs off of only 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left stranded at third. We head now to the top of the 5th with a 5-1 lead for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
Check it out. It's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Top of the fifth, and the man who led off the fourth will lead off this inning, a man who has already got 2 hits on the ball game. It is Tyler Becker. He's got a solo shot and what is currently ruled as a single, which is subject to change. So currently he is 2 for 2, 2 runs scored.
Becker picking up the first home run of the season for the Worcester Bravehearts.
First pitch well outside as the pitch slipped, as did he as well. Count as 1-0.
Still some action down in the bullpen for the Suns.
The 1-0. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if Janeo gets in any trouble this inning, how long he goes.
One. Also swung on and missed. Now it's 1-2. Janeo with the 1-2. That one bounces in. Good unnecessary and really unneeded block there from Peterson. But hey, better get in the practice when you can.
Right.
It is NHL season after all. Oh, I mean baseball season. Yes, it was a joke. 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first strikeout of the ball game here for Austin Janeo. So bring up first baseman number 23, Jack Gardner. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored last inning, but in the first, he grounded out to short. Here's the pitch. High fly ball foul behind our heads. And that one bounces off the concourse and goes right back over to the flagpole. Next pitch, inside corner at the knees for a called strike. The count here is 0-2. The next pitch, too far inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man gone here in the 5th. And the 1-2 is swung on, and this one will bloop into right field in front of Cooley for a base knock here for Gardner, his first of the day. Now here's Paul Camullos. 0 for 2, an infield fly pop-up last time out. Cannot repeat that. There's no infield fly rule to be made. Pickoff throw back over to first. He's back in safely. And the pitch. High fly ball. This one going into shallow center, but the shortstop is there and makes the catch.
Not able to move the runner over there was Kumulos. Struggling a bit today. It's a little bit angry going back to his dugout. Knows he could have driven that pitch.
That's 3 pop-ups to the middle infielders at that. Another pickoff throw to first as awaiting first pitch is third baseman Bryce Hellgate. 1 for 1 with a walk and a run score. First pitch in the dirt. Good block there by the catcher. Count is 1-0.
Sun really has come and gone here this morning into the afternoon. So
it's like a revolving door with these clouds, I'll tell you what.
Some moments we see sun, some we don't.
This one, a high fly ball to right center field, will dip down for a base hit. Cut off by the right fielder. A throw in strong to second. Will be runners on the corners now after another base knock by Bryce Hellgate. And here comes Jacob Sessa, who smacked an RBI single to right field last time, which all should have been caught as a sacrifice. And where that ball was driven, that definitely should have been extra bases. But Cooley was able to get there very quickly. Sessa batting from the left-hand side in this left-handed heavy lineup. Runner on first goes. The pitch. The hit and run is on. It heads over to second base. A flip over to first from Kolumovic ends the threat. So a 4-3 ground out ends the inning. No runs off 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We head now through 4.5 to the bottom of the 5th. And the Suns still trail by a score of 5-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey,
what?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Colin Quinn, Paul Downfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Bottom 5 now just getting underway in the bottom of the 5th. Currently 5-1. The Worcester Bravehearts lead the Pittsfield Suns. First pitch is not sure where it missed. Maybe high, but it looked good from here. Count is 1-0 to the center fielder, number 34, Dom Hughes, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Pitch. That one's in there. Down the middle for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Suns have the top of the order up here in the bottom of the 5th. 1, 2, 3 hitters, so a chance to really get something going and cut into that deficit, which is 4 runs as the Bravehearts lead at 5-1.
That one shaded foul. Here's the 1-2. On a hanging breaking ball. It's a high fly ball to right center field. Thrasher cuts off the right fielder and makes the catch. Now here's the right fielder, number 23, Mark Cooley. Grounded to short and reached second base from a two-base error by the shortstop Becker, who more than made up for it. He's also got a double, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. This one a foul ball, first base side. The lefty Flay Hive with the 0-1. Outside for a ball. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Forgot to give you the pitching lines for the pitchers. Patane only pitched 2/3 of an inning. 3 batters faced, 1 run unearned, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 11 pitches thrown. This one fouled off. Now 1-2. For Clem, 2 1/3, 10 batters faced. No runs, 2 hits, both doubles. A walk, 4 strikeouts, and he threw 47 pitches, 26 were strikes. He's currently in line for the win as he came in relief. Pitches high and away for a ball. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hive has a sign and the pitch, a hot shot right to the third baseman, Helgaith, who dives, tumbles, rolls, and comes up with it.
Beautiful play there by Helgaith. Cooley just got absolutely robbed on that play. That was a for sure double, another double at least for the Suns.
And here's a man who we are expecting a play of that caliber, third baseman Jack Colley. He struck out swinging twice thus far.
Well done over there, saving at least a double.
Yeah, it's getting real windy here. Our apologies for the noise. We have windscreens on, but it doesn't screen this much. Pitch just misses outside, maybe low as well. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Flay Hive with the 1-0. That one swung on, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone in the bottom of the 5th. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Bravehearts. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Suns. Play high, the 1-1 outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Long hold here for Flab. Now has a sign. 2-1. That's in there for a called strike. The count now is 2-2. And the wind count is probably up to 20 miles an hour.
Wind really is whipping here, but the sun is out. The kids are having fun here on school day.
Curveball. That one misses high and away. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Opportunity here for Colley. Been held off the hit column today. 2 strikeouts. Just a big chance here. He's probably going to get a strike here.
Time called. Payoff. Swung on a miss for strike 3. His 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Talking with the umpire saying, hey, I knew that one was ball 4. But a 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Suns. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head now through 5 full to the top of the 6th and the bottom of the order. Bravehearts still lead it 5-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
New pitch in the ball game here in the top of the 6th for the Pittsfield Suns. So we've seen quite a bit of Jared Henry early on, but he is going to come back out today in relief. So for Austin Janeo, he's currently in line for the loss. And you look at his stats, really that 4th inning is really what hurt him, aside from that homer in the first. Janelle, 5 full, 24 batters faced, 5 runs currently, all of them are earned, subject to that 1 play change. 7 hits, including a homer, 2 walks, and a hit batsman, 1 strikeout. He threw 72 pitches, 45 for strikes. And this will be Jared Henry facing off against Riley Livingston with a double play grounder and a sacrifice fly. So he's 0 for 1 with an RBI. First pitch. It's in there. Called strike, 0-1.
Last time we saw Jared Henry was right here when he took on the Brockton Rocks. 1 2/3 innings.
This one a tapper to first. Baruch, it takes a weird hop. He'll have to flip over to first. And the batter is retired. Took a hometown bounce and went right to him, though. Now it'll be Nicholas Martin, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch last time up.
In the game against the Rocks, Jared Henry was set for the save. He was the closer. He went 1 2/3. 2 walks given up. Also did have a strikeout in that game.
Here's the pitch. Going a bit tight on the fastball. That definitely tapped some digits there around 90.
Definitely had good life to that one. Henry out of Southern Connecticut State, West Stockbridge, Massachusetts.
Monument Mountain. Pitch in there for a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Cut on and miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes. From the stretch, Henry has a sign. Long hold. The 1-2. Fastball. Boy, howdy. Was that a fastball?
Sure was, but definitely overthrown there by Jared Henry.
But still a marvel to see at his age because, well, you look at players like Aroldis Chapman throwing 106.5 miles an hour. Sure, it's a ball, but it's fun otherwise. The 2-2 caught on and missed as this one was high and tight. He still swung on it. And that's the first strikeout for Henry's outing and the second batter faced. This will now be the first base. I should say second baseman, number 1, Mariano Ricciardi. And he has been the number 9 hitter for the Bravehearts. Even from last season, he's a true second number 1 hitter.
Ricciardi from Cypress College in West Boylston, Mass., just outside of Worcester.
High fly ball going to center field, shading left, and this one is going to be a base hit. A throw into second's not going to be in time. A 2-out, 2-bagger by Ricciardi. Again, the contact of Ricciardi. Again, Sherry's got the small frame, about only 5'6", 5'7", but he excels in nearly every fashion.
We've seen it here today. 2 hits already for him. That one a double. He's shown a lot of great things out there, especially at the plate.
And now here's the leadoff man, John Thrasher. Thrasher against the first pitch. In and out of the glove. No advance from Ricciardi.
Taking a quick look
at
the
pitch was a called strike, excuse me.
It was indeed. Taking a quick look at the other game that's going on in progress is the Nashua Silver Knights have a 3-0 lead over the Bristol Blues. Nashua still looking for their first win of the season. It could happen at home this morning/afternoon.
Here's the 0-1, swung on and it's fouled off. Now the count is 0-2.
Brockton Rocks will be in Westfield taking on the Starfires later tonight. That game starts at 6:30 p.m.
It's a windy one here in Pittsfield. The wind certainly gusting around 25 miles an hour, staying steady around 5'10". The 0-2 swung on, foul back off of the base of the roof of the grandstand back into play. There's one thing you haven't seen is a foul ball where it hits the base of the grandstand and goes into fair territory.
That'd be a fair ball then.
Unfortunately, it's an unfair ball. Thrasher, he's only 0 for 3 on the day. Fly out to right, pop up to second, and a fielder's choice that he grounded into. The pitch was on target, just a bit too far low, so he tried to make him chase it.
Jared Henry thought that one looked good. Questioned the umpire there. Tapped his hand, looked like he was signaling for it was that low, questioning. He got a response as yes.
1-2 hits him. Just a pitch that got away from him. The problem is it's cold, and obviously you're not going to be happy with that one. It's cold. It's going to sting a little bit more. And obviously you don't want to walk a guy less hit him, especially when you're in a favorable count of 1-2. And he had him 0-2. Now here's Tyler Becker, 2 for 3 on the day. Suns finally able to get him out last at bat as he had him striking out swinging to begin the 5th. Runners on first and second, 2 gone, 5-1. Bravehearts lead it here in the top of the 6th. The pitch just misses low. He's asking if it's low. Yes, it is. Here's the 1-0. Holding off. This one's high. 2-0. Here's the 2-0. High fly ball, third base side, and foul. Pitch is upstairs for a ball. Count is 3-1.
Once again, this series is part of a home-and-home. Pittsfield hosting Worcester today, but tomorrow morning it'll be Worcester hosting Pittsfield.
Now on another foul ball.
Got to make a pitch here if you're Jared Henry. Try to get out of the sitting. Runners on first and second, 2 down. Full count. This is where you really need that fastball to have the life.
Here's the payoff with the runners going. Another foul ball. And we'll go again from 3-2. Again, the reason why the runners are going, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Well, you're going to be running no matter what, whether it's on a walk or a ball hit and play. So might as well take advantage of it and get a running start.
Tyler Becker putting up a good at bat here. A couple of foul balls. Seeing the ball really well today with that home run back in the first. Also has a single.
Again, the payoff. Found back towards us, and this one, I think, got caught in the cage. No, it fell. So again, we'll go with another 3-2 pitch. From the stretch. Again, the payoff. High fly ball going into left. And retreating just a little bit there was Bogus, but he's able to make the grab on the line out to left. And that will end the inning. As no runs come aboard off of only one hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We now head to the bottom of the 6th through 5.5. It's 5-1. Bravehearts lead the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
Lowest prices in town. Dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
nor will we brag about our
Huge selection. Enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
It'll be the middle of the lineup in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Peterson, Jeff Bogus, and Matt Malcolm, the catcher, left fielder, DH, 4, 5, 6 hitters. And leading things off will be the left-handed hitter, Peterson. Was currently 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly, struck out last time up. He'll see a first pitch inside corner for a called strike against a man who very much looks like CeCe Sabathia with his throwing motion with his number. And the 0-1 is low for a ball, 1 strike. That is number 34, Alex Rosario, in relief for the Bravehearts. The 1-1, low for a ball. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Rosario, this is his third appearance. Appeared in yesterday's game for the Bravehearts as they took on the Navigators. It went 1 1/3, giving up 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Fastball, well over 90. That pitch is low and in. Now it's 3-1. Play high, 2 innings, 7 batters faced, 1 hit. It was a double. Walked 1, struck out 2, 27 pitches, 16 for strikes. As this one is fouled first base side, and Brandon Shalikas will grab that one, the former pitcher, throwing that over to the Suns dugout. So it'll be a 3-2 count here for Peterson. Shaking off the sign here is Rosario. Now the windup and the payoff. Foul back will go again.
Rosario, 3 innings pitched so far, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits. Giving up just those 2 earned runs, but 4 in total. Other 2 were unearned in a win over the Nashville Silver Knights.
Again, the payoff, and again, fouled back. This is the first batter that Rosario is facing, and he's already up the pitch count here. This will be number 8, and the very first batter he's facing. Shaking off the sign, Rosario, he only wants 1 pitch. He's going to step off, trying to get the communication there with Livingston down. Three-two, high fly ball, driven deep to right. Going back is Martin. He will look up and kiss this one goodbye. A solo shot by Jackson Peterson, and the Pittsfield Suns now trail 5-2. But this one pretty much an absolute no-doubter with Peterson's second homer of the year. And just a big-time blow into deep right out of the ballpark. And you couldn't have scripted that one better for Peterson. A 3-2, 8th pitch of the at-bat, a solo shot. And that will up Rosario's ERA today to infinity. And now here's a left fielder, Jeff Boggess. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That one, a slow grounder to short. Becker will have to charge. Barehand, throw over to first, not in time. He beat out the throw.
Good speed over there from Boggess getting there. Nice try from Becker with the bare hand. That's the only possible way he would have had the chance to get him, but Boggess able to leg that one out and just barely beat that throw. But back to Peterson on that absolute bomb of a shot. No doubter off the bat. Just had to stay fair, and exactly what it did stay fair. And second home run, as Billy mentioned, this season. Second home run here at Wacona Park for Jackson Peterson.
Now here's the designated hitter, Matt Malcolm, a double down the left field line last time up. Big lead for Boggess on first against the lefty. Time is called. Again, big lead there, and the pitch. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Drop there by the catcher, but right in front of him. Of course, no advancement. Count 0-1 here. Boggess, again, huge lead over on first. The 0-1 bounces in, and he's going to run the throw over to second. It's in the dirt and not in time. That's going to go down as a wild pitch.
Once again, good legs by Boggess getting there. Livingston got right up out of his crouch really pretty quickly and was able to make a strong, accurate throw, but Boggess able to get there.
From the stretch, Rosario is going to have to settle down here. And the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike, 1-2. And for the third time in 4 innings, there's a runner on second with nobody gone.
This is where you really got to take advantage if you're the Suns here.
That pitch is fouled. First base side out of play.
You need to chip away at this lead. Jackson Peterson with the home run. Now runner on second, nobody out. 3-run deficit. It's time to really put the ball in play and make the Bravehearts make the outs.
We're not going to get an out with a pitch like that. Inside, evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's 5-2. Worcester leads it following the solo homer by Jackson Peterson. This one, a blooper going into right field, and it will drop for a base hit. 3 straight hits from the 4, 5, 6 men who were due up at the beginning of the inning. And now it's Dan Baruch, after striking out twice, looking for a bit of redemption here.
Now, if you're Worcester and Rosario here, you really need to settle down. Give up that leadoff home run. And you had a single given up and now another single. So having a little bit of trouble here.
Here's the first pitch. It's a little too far low and in. He's asking where the pitch was. You can tell by the motion. He's been upset. Hasn't recorded an out yet. There's already activity in the bullpen here for the Bravehearts. Rosario from the stretch. The runner on first goes. The pitch is in the dirt. No throw at second. A stolen bag there for Matt Malcolm. Again, we talked about the small frame, 5'7", but he's got legs.
He's done well. He's impressed us there for sure. We saw him earlier in this one leg out a double, and now the pitching coach looks like going to come out for the Bravehearts, settling down Rosario and his infielders as well, going to crowd the mound.
And they're going to talk things over with Rosario. Looks like number 21 here for the Bravehearts is up in the pen, warming up.
That's C.J. McKinnon, the righty, 6'2", 210 from Holy Cross in Concord, Mass.
And he pretty much stayed where he pretty much stayed for a summer team where he already resides as a student.
Right?
That's a smart move there.
Yep. Couple of the players for the Bravehearts, Riley Livingston, C.J. McKinnon from Holy Cross, a couple of other players as well. Holy Cross and the Worcester Bravehearts share the same field.
Yeah, you got Eric Lopez, you got C.J. McKinnon, Riley Livingston, as we previously mentioned.
Pittsfield Suns also have a reliever from Holy Cross.
That's true. It'll be a 2-0 count with runners on second and third. Nobody gone. The potential tying run over at home plate. Fly ball foul.
Hope you have insurance on your houses, as Billy likes to say when those balls go foul. That one was roped foul down there. I don't even know where that one ended up.
That one ended up past the trees, and that one more than likely hit the roof. It's better to have double layer of shingles over on those houses. This pitch, good fastball movement there. Good life on that one from Rosario. Called strike, and now the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody gone, 5-2. Worcester leads it in the bottom of the 6th.
Big pitch here from Rosario.
2-2. Swung on, foul tip. No, not foul tip. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Baruch is down on strikes for the 3rd straight time. Colley also having that ailment. And now it'll be the second baseman, number 1, Jack Kolumovic. Again, this is his first game back as a Pittsfield Sun after leaving last season at the end of the season. This is his first game here. A double and a walk in the 2nd and 4th innings. 1 for 1 officially. Pitch. He'll see a first pitch, and this one's right down the Mass Pike. 0-1. Rosario, the windup, and the 0-1. Fouled off. That's going to go into the parking lot. 0-2.
Battling back here is Rosario. Got Baruch to strike out. Now two quick strikes here to Kolumovic. See if he can get the third here.
Kolumovic will see a pitch high and tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hard to swing at that pitch when it's that far out of the strike zone. Shaking off the sign. Now has it. A windup, the 1-2. Also high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, shaking off the sign. Another sign. Gathers the 2-2. This one is going to bloop into left and will dunk in for a base hit. They're going to round the runner and test the left fielder who's not expecting it. The throw sails off, and that's going to be a single in advancement for Jack Kalumovic. In a 2 RBI one at that. A great job of clutch hitting, and he just caught the left fielder Sessa off guard. Was not expecting him to run. Tested him to throw well offline.
Well done, Kalumovic. Getting the job done. Just a little bloop single into left field. Malcolm uses his wheels to get home, and kind of a stutter out there by Sessa. And we're going to get a pitching change here. Rosario struck out Baruch, had Kalumovic just 2 strikes, but just couldn't get the job done in the end. He'll be pulled here. We'll see a pitching change with the Bravehearts.
Just not his night, Rosario. New pitcher in the ballgame. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball as they now trail the Bravehearts by a score of 5-4 with a tying run in scoring position. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 6th, the new pitcher, C.J. McKinnon. It's going to face off against the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, number 5, Nate Cormier, who has walked and grounded into a double play. The game tying run is at second base with 1 man gone. Here's the pitch. This one a grounder to short, and it takes a weird hop and goes into center. They're going to round the runner. The throw home is high and not in time. The Pittsfield Suns tap the ball game on a hometown bounce off the chest of Becker. And that's going to go down as a base hit for Cormier. That one took a weird hop. No way in the world was he going to be able to grab that one just because of the sheer bounce on that.
Unlucky bounce out there for the shortstop Becker. That didn't take that hop. Likely would have had 2 outs in the ending, but the runner would have been on third base, but fortunately took that weird bounce, and now we have a tie game just like that.
Nate Cormier will advance to second off the play itself. A curveball in there for a called strike here to Dom Hughes. Count is 0-1. Dom Hughes is 1 for 3. All of his hits have gone to center. Or should say all the balls that he hit have gone to center. He got 1 for a base hit. The other 2 were flyouts to center. Here's the pitch. Now on a high fly ball, third base side. Hellgaith will watch this one go foul and out of play and out of the ballpark. 0-2 is the count. And that will end the line here for Rosario, as scoring was Kalumovic as Cormier replaced him at second on a single in advancement. the very same thing that Klumovic did. From the stretch is McKenna. Checks on second twice. The 0-2. High fly ball down the right field line, but foul and a souvenir for one of the youngsters here. Part of daytime delight in school day.
Whew. Got to be careful if you're down there in the right field line.
Yeah, someone's excited that they got the ball. Someone's real excited. To be honest, I don't blame them.
Absolutely.
That was a frozen rope down the right field line, then shifted foul. Here's the 0-2. This one is in fair territory. Past the diving first baseman. Goes off of his chest. The second baseman has it. No throw. An infield single, and the runner from second scores. And just like that, the Pittsfield Suns take the lead off the diving single in the infield by Dom Hughes.
For the first time this afternoon, the Suns have a lead. And one of those weird plays, the first baseman for the Suns, Gardner, tried to dive and make a play and just couldn't get there.
The weird thing was he got there, he dove, and it seems like he mistimed it, and it went off of his arm or his chest or something. The pitch is high and in for a ball, 1-0. But he was not expecting that. He dove for the ball. He was right there. It just slowed up and hit him somewhere, made contact, whether his arm, shoulder, chest, what have you. Got away from the second baseman as well. A bluff and go. This one popped up to second. Ricciardi sits underneath that one. No, he lets it go. Flips over to second. Ricciardi with a 200 IQ play right there.
Interesting decision there. Ricciardi just let it bounce in front of him. Made sure he stayed in front of the ball and flipped it over to second for the obviously no infield fly on the play. So he's able to do that.
And he wants the more speedier Dom Hughes off of the bases, and they're going to try to have Mark Cooley try to test it if he wants to go. The Suns have batted around. Here's Jack Colley, who has struck out swinging 3 straight times. He's already wearing the hat. He wants to prevent that hat from being golden. Cooley does go on the first pitch and no throw, and that is a competitive play back at the Bravehearts. You want to have me on the bases as opposed to Dom Hughes? Well, here you go. I'm just going to run all over you.
Absolutely.
A very smart play, both by Ricciardi, but also Cooley getting back at him. The count's 1-0 to Colley, excuse me. The pitch is in there for a called strike. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I like that play by the head coach, Matt Gedman, sending Cooley on the play to kind of show up the second baseman Ricciardi there, say, ha, he can run too.
The 1-1 is a check swing in the dirt for a ball. They're going to appeal. Did he go? He did not. Again, the correct call from this umpiring crew of Ellen Libardoni and Brian Barry, the home plate and bases umpires, respectively. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 gone, 5 runs in. It's 6-5. The Suns have flipped this entire game on its head. Two-one. Well outside, gets away from the catcher, and thinking better of that one is Cooley. Mark Cooley says that Cooley runs a 6.4 60.
So he's got some wheels. Ricciardi probably didn't know that, so
he tried to make the Ian Kinsler play at second.
Maybe try to catch Cooley off guard. Maybe wasn't running the line, but Cooley was. He paid attention on that play.
3-1 cut on a miss, and now it's going to be full at 3-2. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some friendly chirping between Cooley and Ricciardi. They're only about, I want to say, 10, 15 feet apart. Time quickly called, and now Colley, 3 balls and 2 strikes against them. And the payoff. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And the hat has turned golden and into a sombrero, unfortunately, for Cully not having his night in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak at risk. The Suns, they score 5 runs off of 6 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Through 6 full, 2/3 of the ball game through. It is 6-5. The Suns lead the Bravehearts by a score of 6-5. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Top of the 7th and the heart of the order for the Bravehearts. The 3-4-5 batters, Gardner, Kamolos, and Helgath going to dig in. 3 for 7 collectively as the first pitch is fouled back. 0-1. Gardner 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. Also a walk. 1 for 2. Henry from the stretch, the 0-1. Cut out and missed. Now make it 0-2. Henry lifts and deals the 0-2 well outside, back to the backstop. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Quick update around the league. The Bristol Blues and the Nashua Silver Knights are going on. The Silver Knights have the 4-0 lead over the Bristol Blues. The Blues just 1 hit through their 4 innings of play.
The 1-2, shaded foul first base side. And this one, I will lose sight of. Henry with the 1-2. Beautiful breaking ball, but this one misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Henry with that slider there, just unable to get that one lower on the vertical plane. Throws a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and a changeup as well. The 2-2 is a changeup, going to short, gloved, thrown, out. Next up is a designated hitter, Paul Kamolos. Going to be butchering that name all day. Our apologies. He's popped up to the middle infielders all 3 times, one of them being an infield fly roll to second, the other 2 pop-ups to short.
That's a nice play over there at short by Cormier. The grass we've talked a lot about really slows up those infield balls, but he had a charge real quickly and made an accurate throw.
That one fouled way back. Yeah, that one more than likely went into the parking lot. Next pitch is outside of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike One gone, a one-run lead for the Suns. It is 6-5. Here's the pitch. Does hit the outside corner against the lefty. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a perfect placement pitch from Henry.
Cumulo's not happy with that call. Kind of looked back at the umpire and gave him a head shake. Doesn't agree at all with it, but still 1-2 here.
You don't need to agree. You just have to deal with it. This one goes into left, and that one is on the run, caught by Bogus on a humpback line drive. So the fly out to left. He got it out of the infield, and now this will be third baseman Bryce Helgath, who is 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1.
Garrett Henry really dialed in here, looking good. He's looked good in his first 2 outings, still doing the same in this one.
That one in there, called strike 2, now 0-2.
A little bit more gas on that fastball today than we've seen in his other 2 outings. It's had a lot of life to it.
The 0-2 outside for a ball. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Henry is swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for the Suns defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 6.5, it's stretch time here in Pittsfield. We're going to listen in to Take Me Out to the Ball Game as the Suns lead it by a score of 6-5. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
We need no bed music when everyone's singing Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus.
You got the Suns players in the dugout kind of dancing along. Matt Malcolm doing his own pony ride type thing. Everybody's enjoying it here at the ballpark today.
And here's the man who led off the bottom of the 6th with a solo shot to right, Jackson Peterson. Oh, you're going to hear boozing because they're no longer playing it. Here's the pitch, a check swing for a ball. Guaranteed they're going to play it again next half inning. They have to. Now, there's going to be a riot. As this one's off the end of the bat, slow dribbler to Ricciardi at second. Glove flips over, and he's out. So Jackson Peterson is out on a ground out. Jeff Bogus now will step up to the dish. I've never seen so many people disappointed that the Suns are coming up to bat, by the way. But context is important, though. Guaranteed they're going to be playing that again. The breaking ball here looks like a curve or a slider. And that one misses for a ball, 1-0. Bogus is 1 for 3 on the day. Single and run scored last time up in the 6th. That one's in there, called strike now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 1 run lead. Here's the 1-1. Does hit the outside corner, just clipping it.
CJ McKinnon is a pitcher as well as a batter. Does have a 286 average, 2 hits so far, 2 for 7 for the Bravehearts with a triple, 2 RBIs as well.
A two-way player. And the 1-2. Called strike 3, and he knew it immediately. What a great pitch. This will bring up Matt Malcolm, who was doing a bit of a pony ride during Old Town Road, as you mentioned. He is 2 for 3 and halfway to the cycle. He needs the hardest ones to get it, however. Stolen base and a run as well. First pitch just low over the outside part of the plate. Count 1 ball, no strikes. McKinnon with the pitch. Holy fastball. The pitch is low, 2-0.
Good life to that fastball. Like you mentioned, him and Henry really throwing it hard. McKinnon last pitched on May 31st in the losses to the North Shore Navigators. Only went an inning, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs. One of them earned 2 walks and a strikeout.
3 balls, no strikes. Malcolm surely going to be holding here. No, he's going to swing as the pitch is low.
Got a little bit too aggressive there.
Well, you can call it 3 aggressive, which is even more than 2 because it was 3-0.
That's good. I like that one.
Told you, don't get used to my jokes. They keep on coming. The 3-1, a hot shot going into center in front of the center fielder, and a 2-out single by Matt Malcolm, who now has a 3-hit performance today.
Well, it's not a triple, it's not a home run, but it's another hit for Matt Malcolm. 3 hits on the day. He's been really productive from that DH spot.
Putting the hitter in designated.
Exactly.
Unfortunately for the first baseman, he's been great defensively, offensively. He's been leaving things to be desired. He's 0 for 3, 2 swinging strikeouts, 1 looking. And like Colley, that's all that they've done today is strike out. He's looking to change that here.
Rook has made some really good defensive plays.
Pitch, breaking ball in there, called strike 0-1.
His stretches have been key to getting a couple of the runners out throughout our first couple of broadcasts here, but at the plate, he has been a little bit cold, so it's time to turn it around here. Just a little bloop single even, get a little confidence on that bat.
Runner on first goes, pitches outside, throw to second is not in time, and now he got him. He did not slide.
Matt Malcolm gunned on the bases. Nice throw there by Riley Livingston, and a good tag by the second baseman, Ricciardi. Just an unfortunate sequence of events there by Matt Malcolm, but nonetheless, Old Town Road started going again, and these kids are going crazy for it.
Yeah, we're going to listen in live during the break. So with a cut stealing of 2-6, it's still 6-5 after no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head through 7 full to the top of the 8th. We're going to listen in live and enjoy this one from the school kids down there. And they're still singing. It is the top of the 8th, and it is a 6-7-8 batter. Sessa, Livingston, and Martin. Sessa is 1 for 3 on the day with a single RBI and run scored. First pitch he sees is low for a ball, 1-0. This one a hot shot over to Baruch, past him, and he's visibly upset. This one just passed him on the dive. He really thought he had that one.
Just missed it out there. Just slid under the glove, but couldn't get a handle on it.
Riley Livingston is 0 for 2 on the day with a sacrifice fly. Colin, I think there's going to be a riot.
There might be. These kids just love that song, Old Town Road. I keep chanting it from the crowd.
A bunt over towards first. It is pushed, and the tag is applied. So that'll be a sacrifice bunt, 3 unassisted. And Baruch, I want to point this out, making sure that Livingston was okay because he fell on the play. He went over to him, checked on him, made sure he was all right. So that's a second sacrifice for Livingston today. I got to say, the sportsmanship of not just this team, but this league is very, very heartwarming.
Absolutely. We've seen that a couple of times in our first couple of games.
That one is swung on and missed by Martin, the right fielder. He's going to take some time. Home plate umpire, Liberdoni, he's going to brush off home plate, get a better look at things. Here's the 0-1. That one over towards the shortstop. No play over at second, but a throw over to first. Not in time. The throw was high. And that one's going to be an error there on Cormier.
It's a weird play there. Cormier, it's a simple ground ball, and they went to chase back the runner that was at second base, which was Sessa. And then he tried to make a late throw over, but good wheels by Martin at first now, and it's just a weird play. I think Cormier tried to tag Sessa. I don't know, but an interesting play. It didn't work out in the Suns' favor.
Actually, is that one ruled a fielder's choice error? It's one of the rare instances of what you will see after the quick conference is over with. But he did collect it. He did not go out of his way to go back to second. He was already on the way there. He played it normal.
I don't know if it was
He just
normal.
put his arm out.
He he grabbed the ball and tried to chase down Sessa.
Pitches underneath the 5-hole of the catcher, and runners now advance, and the double play has been thwarted as they advance. That's Mariano Ricciardi at home. Now the infield comes in because pitches outside, now 2-0. The tying run is 90 feet away. The go-ahead run is in scoring position.
Henry.
2-0, high and away. 3-0, and at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just let him go. Ricciardi is 2 for 3, 2 RBI single and double are his hits thus far. The 3-0 is high. Not the worst thing in the world. You set up the double play. And this will be the leadoff hitter, John Thrasher. He's 0 for 3, hit by pitch last time up. He's going to be talking with the head coach here, getting things going. Middle infielders move back to a double play depth. Corner infielders are still in.
Jared Henry hasn't really been in this situation yet this season.
This one, a hot shot to second. This could be two. A flip over to second for one, over to first, and the throw is high, and it goes into the dugout. That is going to score 2 runs. So that'll go fielder's choice, 4-6. And then scoring off the error is going to be the shorts, I should say, from the shortstop, Cormier. Sessa scores on the play, and Martin advances due to the error as well.
Nothing you can really do about that if you're Jared Henry. He's going to come off here. We're going to have a pitching change for the Suns, but that should have been a double play, just overthrown again by the shortstop for the Suns, Cormier.
There's really nothing you can do there.
Not at all. The Bravehearts take the lead.
And now it's 7-6. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
And now it is Tyler Becker with Joshua Jesuit, the new pitcher for the Pittsfield Suns, out. Jesuit with a runner on second. Suns down 7-6. Here's the pitch. Fastball, lower outside corner, called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Just missing outside. Trying to frame that one was Peterson. Thrasher sits on second. Here's a 1-1. This one going in between first and second. They're going to wave the runner, and he's going to get in there safely. An RBI single, third hit of the day for Tyler Becker. It is 8-6 Worcester.
That'll close the line there on Jared Henry. We saw him be really stellar in his first couple of outings, and then he started out really well, but this inning really hit him hard. The Bravehearts have taken a 2-run lead now.
Here's Jack Gardner, the runner on first with a huge lead. Pitch does not hit the outside corner, but gets the call nonetheless. The count is 0-1. Won the count. Becker, big lead off first. The runner does go. Throws in there for a called strike. Throw to second is not in time. Good job there, the shortstop Cormier, to prevent the error and the advancement. So that's a called strike. It's 0-2 now. And a stolen base for Tyler Becker, who has been all over the Suns today with a homer, a single, 2 of them with a run scored, stolen base and an RBI. Jack Gardner with an 0-2 count. Pitch. High fly ball. This one's easily playable. Cormier settling underneath it. He will make the catch.
Not before the damage is done here. It's top of the 8th inning. 3 runs for the Bravehearts, and they've taken the lead now.
Of 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 man left through 7.5. Suns go to the bottom of the 8th, down 2 now, 8-6. New pitcher of the ball game here for Worcester as well. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
There's a new pitcher in the ballgame here for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. It is one of the other pitchers from the College of the Holy Cross. Number 32, Eric Lopez. We also got word that there is a new right fielder in the ballgame. As a defensive replacement, number 7, P.J. Berry will take over for Nicholas Martin.
It's Eric Lopez in the game now for the Worcester Bravehearts. True righty, 6'1", comes from Boston, Mass. The junior from Holy Cross. This is his first appearance in a Worcester Bravehearts uniform.
Jay Baruch was up last inning, but due to a third out over at second, he sits in. First pitch is out of the zone for a ball. The count is 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one bounces in as well, 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Colin Quinn, Paul Downfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. After that swinging strike, we're in the bottom of the 8th on a 2-1 count to Dan Baruch as the visiting Worcester Bravehearts lead the Pittsfield Suns 8-6. 3 runs in the 8th and put Bravehearts on top. That pitch is high for a ball, now 3-1.
Bravehearts feels like they've been leading for the whole game, but the Suns came back with 5 in the 6th inning to take the lead at one point. It was 6-5, but
3-1's fouled off, and we'll go full at 3-2.
That top of the inning for the Bravehearts, 3 runs in there. And they find themselves with a lead again at 8-6.
Lopez sets from the stretch, works exclusively from it, and the payoff. Fly ball fouled off. We'll go again.
Again, Baruch looking to avoid that golden helmet that's already worn by Jack Colley in this one with 4 strikeouts.
In the shape of a sombrero, no less. Trying to prevent it from going further. The 3-2 is lifted into right field past the second baseman, Ricciardi, and that'll be a base knock for Dan Baruch, breaking the 3 strikeouts.
Must feel good for Baruch finally getting a piece of one and just finding a soft spot in the outfield and putting it there and finally getting his first hit of the game.
Jack Kolumovic, each time up, has reached at least first base. A double in the second, a walk in the fourth. In the 6th, a 2 RBI single and runs scored. Here in the 8th, that's yet to be determined. Baruch off of first. Lopez with a pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Lopez, pickoff throw to first, nearly thrown away, if not for Gardner's somehow miraculous catch over at first. That pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Check on first while getting the sign. Now Hill sent from the stretch. And the 2-0. High and away now 3-0.
Lopez struggling to find the strike zone here. 3-ball count to Baruch. Now a 3-ball count to Klumovic. And now in danger of walking Klumovic and putting 2 runners on with nobody out. And we've seen
the 3-0 is low outside, and he will walk him. The tying runs are on the base.
We've seen the Suns do some damage here, especially back in that 6th inning with runners on.
Would not be surprised here. Was not expecting this, so I am surprised. There's a meeting on the mound. Is it a pitching change is the question. But for Nate Cormier, runners on first and second. You're down by 2. Would not be surprised in the slightest if they have Cormier drop a bunt down here.
Coach Gedman talking now with Cormier. And the pitching coach for Worcester leaving in Lopez here, although there is activity down in the bullpen for the Bravehearts.
Ethan Teixeira is warming up in the pen. The good news is I don't need binoculars to look at that big, large embroidered number out there. It's black on white. That's pretty easy.
Here's a good chance now for Cormier, putting it in play.
And with the corner infielders playing somewhat normal, let's see. Now a step off. Now the corner infielders look like they'll come in. They do drop down a bunt, pulls it back. It's in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure Lopez should feel pretty comfortable with this catcher Livingston as their teammates at Holy Cross. So we'll see if that plays any factor into this stressful situation.
Another try for a bunt, but it's in the dirt. He no longer has to try to bunt, and they're going to think about waving him home because no one's covering, and they finally think better of it. So Nate Cormier does his job. He forces both runners around, albeit not the way that he particularly wanted to or tried to, but a wild pitch advances both runners. You get rid of the double play ball now, and now the tying runs are in scoring position. That's a big break for the Suns right now because Cormier can swing away. One. Low for a ball, now 2-1. This is developing into a pressure cooker of a ball game here late. 8-6, bottom of the eighth. Runners on second and third, the tying runs. There's nobody gone. The corner infielders are in. Middle infielders playing regular. The 2-1 off the end of the bat, but foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Nate Cormier.
Lopez got to come with a pitch here. Try to set down Cormier and then turn over the lineups to the top of the order. That's where the Suns will be most dangerous, but still a chance here for Cormier. Does have a base hit today. Does have a double play as well, but no chance at a routine double play, that is.
Here's a 2-2. Up the middle, and that one's going to go into center field. They're going to round the runner. 1 run will score, and let's see the throw home, the plate, not in time. Throw to second into center field, and that is a game tying 2 RBI single and advancement for Nate Cormier. This ball game is all knotted up at 8 apiece.
Nice piece of hitting there from Cormier. A comebacker right to the pitcher. That steamed by his earlobe. And into center field for a 2 RBI single. And he advances on the throw. And the top of the order is up for the Pittsfield Suns. And looks like the manager for the Bravehearts is coming out to take out Lopez. Just didn't really have it here in his first outing with the Bravehearts.
So that means we're going to see a new pitcher where we already know who it is, but we'll get back into who he is and all of his statistics when we come back. Pittsfield Suns tie up the ball game, and they have the go-ahead run in the bottom of the eighth in scoring position with nobody gone. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
New pitcher in the ball game for the visiting Worcester Bravehearts. That is number 4, Angelo Baez. And that is going to replace the pitcher for the Worcester Bravehearts, Eric Lopez, who will receive a blown save, did not even record an out. 3 batters faced, 2 runs, both earned, and that could be 3. Gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, a wild pitch, 16 pitches. 9 of them were balls, 7 first strikes.
Yeah, Lopez just didn't really have it in his debut for the Bravehearts today. Now he turns it over to Baez, who's in a little bit of a jam here with a runner on second and nobody out in the top of the order up for the Suns.
And again, most notably, nobody is out. Pitch. Pitch is low and away for a ball. Count 1-0. Again, for the Suns, wouldn't be necessarily surprised if they try for a bunt single or just straight sacrifice bunt single. The 1-0, inside out swing off the fencing. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark Cooley is on deck for the Suns. He is only 1 for 3. Reached on an error, a double, a line out, and a fielder's choice and a stolen base. The 1-1 is low in the dirt. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Second appearance of the season for Baez. He pitched 1 inning, had 1 strikeout, and recorded a save against the Silver Knights in a 5-2 victory on May 30th. He comes from St. Thomas Aquinas, is a rising senior, right-handed batter and thrower, 5'8", 160.
Here's a 2-1. Also in the dirt. Now 3-1 coming from the 7th pitcher of the ball game for Worcester. We all remember the starter Tyler Patane exiting in the first inning due to an injury, an undisclosed injury. Troy Clem, James Flahive, Alex Rosario, CJ McKenna, Eric Lopez, now Angelo Baez. This is not a good day for your pitching staff. That one fouled back. Count is now full 3-2. And the reason why I say that is because you're using, I believe, what is over half of your entire pitching staff, and that can tire them out going forward. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nearly half of your pitching staff. One more pitcher, that will be half.
The Bravehearts don't get a day off until June 7th, which is in a couple of days.
The 3-2, a slow roller will advance the runner. A flip over to first. And the call is he's out. So that'll be a 3-1 put out, advancing the runner. So there's 1 gone. And if you're looking at the scouting report, this would be a smart play if you did this. We'll see if they go for it. The intentional walk of Mark Cooley to face off against Jack Cawley.
Matt Gedman heading out to the bases umpire, checking on a call there. Not sure what the discussion would be about. I think I saw Dom Hughes on that play kind of point towards the bag, saying that Baez never got a piece of the bag, so he might have been safe. I don't think that's going to be overturned whatsoever. There's really no way you can really tell.
Yep, he's out. It was a very quick conference. And again, Matt Gedman, again, not necessarily an argument. He's saying, can you check with your colleague? That's right. one of the reasons why Matt Gedman has been so successful as a manager. When it comes to the umpiring crew, they realize that they're human, saying, hey, I don't think you're wrong, but can you converse with your colleague just to double check?
Right.
It's a very well-respected, very well-mannered behavior from Matt Gedman, and it's very nice to see. And it goes from the top bottom, really. Mark Cooley here. Infield is in. Curveball, beautiful inside pitch with a curveball from Baez. Here's the 0-1 from Baez. That one nearly got a piece of him.
Base hit, scores a run here. Infielders are in.
The 1-1 swung on and missed. Actually fouled out, but back into the mitt of the catcher, Livingston. It's 1-2. The go-ahead run with one out is 90 feet away. The 1-2. Inside out swing over towards third. They will not advance him. Throw over to first. He did hold on to the bag, and that is an out. And if you're Worcester, that is the best out that could have come.
Well played there by the third baseman for the Bravehearts. And he was able to make the throw. Retreating real quickly there was Nate Cormier. Back to third base, not even going to make an attempt at scoring the go-ahead run here.
And here's Jack Colley, 0 for 4, the Golden Sombrero, 4 swinging strikeouts. Pitches low and away. The count here is 1-0. He's got a 5-game hitting streak on the line here with this plate appearance.
There was a guy that could use a hit right now. It'd be this guy right here, Jack Colley, 0 for 4 Ks. Trying to...
I'm not sure what's after the Golden Sombrero, the platinum pinwheel. Yeah, well,
we can call it that.
I'm going to invent that right now.
There you go.
Hopefully it does not occur. The count is 2-0, 2 gone. Go ahead, run 90 feet away. Angelo Baez, the reliever, the 2-0. Big swing and miss there from Colley. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Huge at bat here for the Suns. Base hit, scores a run.
2-1. Outside for a ball, 3-1, very close. And Alan Liberdoni, I'm still going to butcher that. He was in the slot, which means he was looking at the inside part of the plate. That one just shifted outside, so great job of him motioning over and able to spot that one. It was outside, the 3-1. Swing and a miss, and this is a very important pitch for the Suns. 8-8, bottom 8. Go-ahead run is 90 feet away. You're 0 for 4. Baez says no. Shakes off the sign again. He wants 1 pitch and 1 pitch only. The payoff. Low and away, and that will walk him. You'll see a silver lining here. His 5-game hit streak is more than likely over. But he advances to first. And here is Jackson Peterson. They're asking if they're going to walk him.
Yeah, if there's one guy out there that you don't want to see, it's Jackson Peterson with a moonshot of a home run already today. Let's have an RBI, a couple of RBIs.
Livingston giving up the defensive alignment here. Peterson is 1 for 3, a sacrifice fly to right, a home run to right. First pitch to him. In there for a called strike. He's going to see at least 1 pitch. Count is 0-1. Baez leaning in with his arm hanging. Has a sign and sets. The 0-1. A check swing. Pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Setting is Baez, the 1-1. Upstairs now 2-1. Baez now behind the batter in the count, 2-1. Again, the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. A possible insurance run is on first. There's 2 men gone. It is 8-8 in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1. Upstairs. Now 3-1.
Baez got to collect his thoughts here. 3-1 pitch. This has got to be the one for Peterson. He's already left the yard once today. He has a lot of pop in his bat. This is a big pitch.
The 3-1. Swung on, fouled off third base side. And that one's going to go foul. and bounce on the concourse. That's going to be a souvenir for whoever can get to that first. And now Jack Colley over on first is going to be off with the pitch. You have 3 balls. You have 2 strikes, 2 outs, a tie ball game, bottom of the 8th, 8-8. And the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Baez leaning in, looking for the sign. Again, arms swiveling. He'll set from the stretch. Colley's going to be off with a pitch. The payoff. Swung on, fouled back, and we will go again. Baez will set as he has his pitch. Payoff. Low, walks the batter, and the bases are loaded for Jeff Bogus. There is no more walking batters. There is no more going away from batters. You have to go right at this batter. Jeff Bogus is 1 for 4 in the day. A couple looking strikeouts, a ground out, a single, and a run. And went strikeout in the first, ground out in the third, single in the 6th, and a strikeout in the 7th.
Third straight inning, Bogus has been up to the plate.
On third is Cormier. On second is Colley. On first is Peterson. Dunks on the pond for the Suns. Pitch is in there. A called strike, 0-1.
This has been one of our longer games so far this season.
The 0-1 just misses outside, maybe low as well. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Touch over 3 hours at this point.
It is the longest game of the season thus far. We started at 10:30 on the nose. It's 1:35. A 1-1. A late swing and miss. And now the golden opportunity for the Suns will be over with. They have one last strike. We'll certainly see. 1-2. Low for a ball. Ricciardi thought it was a strike.
That one just missed.
The 2-2. Swung on a slow grounder towards second. Flip over to first. That will end the threat. The ball game remains tied at 8 apiece. But in the inning, the Suns get the 2 that they needed. Off of 2 hits, no errors, but the bases are left loaded. Ricciardi collects the final assist of the inning, and we head to the top of the 9th in a tied ball game at 8 apiece. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your heels together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Top of the ninth in a tied ball game in the middle of the order. Molos will dig into the dish as he is 0 for 4 on the day. And a new pitch in the ball game, Sean Gamelin. And the first pitch just misses the outside corner against the lefty, 1-0. Here's the next pitch. That one more outside and low as well.
We're getting our first look at Sean Gamlin, but he's been in a game a couple of nights ago. We went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 2, did record the save. That was the game against the Westfield Starfires where the Suns 1 hit them.
That one's a high fly ball driven deep to right, and that is the go-ahead run. A solo homer by Camullos, and now it is 9-8. Just like that.
That was a shot to right field. Mark Coley, who was out there in right field, took a couple of steps back and just watched it sail over his head for a home run.
So now it is 9-8 with that solo homer by Camullos. And now it is 9-8 with Bryce Helgave next up to the dish.
Good piece of hitting there by Cumulos.
Gamblin with the first pitch. That one swung on and missed. 0-1. Elgaith is 2 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored. The 0-1 is high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 run is in. Again, it's 9-8. Worcester leads it. The 1-1 is swung on, fouled off. Goes off the base of the grandstand roof. Goes right over towards the Suns' dugout. So count 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2, caught on and missed, and that'll be strike 3.
Important pitch there by Gamlin. Getting back to it. Gave up the home run, but comes back with a strikeout. Now just trying to get out of this inning without giving up another run.
Here's the first pitch against the lefty. Inside out swing driven deep to right center field. But the right fielder Cooley will make the grab. Ryan Livingston. For Riley, he is 0 for 2 on the day. A double play grounded into in the second. A sacrifice fly in the fourth. Ground out to first, and a sacrifice bunt grounded to first. Those in the second, fourth, sixth, and eighth innings. Here's the pitch. That one is a bit high for a ball, 1-0.
This game has been really back and forth all afternoon long. It's been an exciting one for sure.
Pitch is high for a ball, now 2-0. It's been one lead change, 2, 3, 4, 5 lead changes here today. Pitch is high for a ball, 3-0. Going to be holding the whole way here is Livingston. They're just trying to push some insurance runs aboard. Wind starting to pick up again. Gamelin with a 3-0. That one will drop low for a ball. So 4-pitch walk there to Livingston. And this will be the first time that we see P.J. Barry up to the dish. He came in as a defensive replacement in the bottom of the 8th. P.J. Barry, 3 games played. He's 2 for 6 with an RBI. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, nothing else. First pitch, he'll hold off. The 5th ball in a row thrown. Pickoff throw back over to first, keeping Livingston on his toes. If it seems a little bit quiet, that's because the school children had to go back to school. The 1-0 caught on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They were very lively through 8 innings. They really made it fun.
Including mixes of Baby Shark and Old Town Road and Old Town Road and Old Town Road.
Mixing a little floss there.
Fortnite dances, Old Town Road, pickoff throw over to first. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Don't forget about Old Town Road.
Oh, and a couple shoots. I forgot. Like I said, Fortnite dances. The 1-1 runner bluff goes. The pitch gets away. He would have been in safely at second if he went. 2-1 is the count.
One last quick look around the league. It's the Nashua Silver Knights all over the Bristol Blues 8-2. Nashua has 8 runs on 8 hits. Bristol 2 runs on 4 hits. 1 error for the Blues. Nothing for the Silver Knights. Later tonight, once again, it'll be the Brockton Rocks in Westfield taking on the Westfield Starfires.
Runner does go. Pitch in there for a called strike. Throw over to second is in the dirt and scoots away. The throw is there, but the second baseman, Kalumovic, could not get it on the short hop. So that is going to go down as a called strike, a stolen base for Livingston, and the count is 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Cut out and miss first. Strike 3. That will end the inning. And we head now to the bottom of the 9th. Pittsfield Suns currently down by a score of 9-8 against the Worcester Bravehearts. 1 run off of 1 hit. The solo shot from Kumulos. And Baez is going to stay out there to try to finish this one off. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
Just what?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Batter up in the bottom of the ninth. Suns are down by 1 against the Worcester Bravehearts. And it will be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up this inning. The only man not to come up to the plate last inning is now due up first. Matt Malcolm, who is 3 for 4 on the day with a double, stolen base, and run scored. First pitch is well upstairs for a ball, 1-0.
Malcolm's put together a real nice day. Started off 0 for 1, but since then, 3 straight hits, double, and 2 singles.
This pitch on the inside corner, called strike.
Suns out hitting the Bravehearts 13-11 in this one.
Big cut and miss there from Malcolm. Trying to drive that one.
Hasn't been a lack of offense in this game, that's for sure.
24 collective hits, 17 runs, 4 errors. Swing and miss. Down goes Malcolm. With a swinging strikeout, will bring up Dan Baruch. It was 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts, a single, and a run scored. Single came last inning in the 8th.
Baez making quick work of Malcolm there. Really dialed in here.
A check swing, and it's fouled off. Did not want to make contact, but he did. No balls, 1 strike, 1 gone. Bottom of the 9th. Suns trail the Worcester Bravehearts 9-8 after a solo shot by Camullos, the designated hitter for the Bravehearts. The pitch, breaking ball in there, called strike 0-2. 4 pitches to Malcolm, and now 2 pitches to Baruch, all strikes except for 1. Baez, the 0-2. Swung on, hit in play.
Could be trouble.
Charging
here.
is Becker. Bare hand throw over to first. Not in time. Beats the throw at first.
It's a good call by the umpire there. Right on top of that base, and I think Baruch really did beat that out. Just maybe a tie goes to the runner in that situation, but was super close. But Baruch gets the benefit of the call.
Again, the high grass here cuts it down. And this will be Jack Kalumovic, who in his Pittsfield Suns return is 2 across the boards and at-bats, runs, hits, RBI, and walks. And they're going to pinch run here for Baruch. For that is going to be Jack Cooney, who is having a day off. Now he'll be a pinch runner. Golubovic double in the second, walk in the fourth, 2 RBI single in the sixth with a run scored, a walk and a run scored last inning in the eighth.
See how aggressive the Suns are here on the base paths with one down here.
Pitch just misses the outside corner. Runner does go. The 1-0 swung on and missed. The throw to second is not in time. Slid underneath the tag. That will go down as a swinging strike and stolen base. So Jack Cooney getting the stolen base where needed, and now a hit in the outfield could score.
Another good throw there by Radley Livingston, right on target, but the Suns again just getting under the tags and getting in scoring position here. Now 1 out and a chance to tie up the ball game again.
The 1-1. Chopper in and out of the glove there of the pitcher. Flip over to first. High throw. No advancement, and now the Suns are down to their final out on the 1-3 assisted putout. And this is Nate Cormier. A walk in the second, ground into a double play in the fourth. An RBI single with a run scored in the sixth, and a 2 RBI single last inning in the eighth. It's got to be clutch time here for Cormier. It's 9-8. You're down 1. The tying run is on second. You represent the game-winning run. Angelo Baez has assigned the pitch. First pitch, lower outside corner, called strike. Absolutely no activity in the bullpen for either side. They're going to stick with both pitchers for the remainder of this ball game. The 0-1 nearly hits him there with a curveball. If you're Cormier, he smacked himself in the leg there with frustration. Thought better that he would be better if he got hit. Not intentionally, of course. You got to turn away from it. So ball, one strike, 2 men gone. High fly ball, right field side, but foul. And now the Suns are down to their final strike. Baez shakes off a sign, 2 signs. Now an emphatic yes. They're going to go over the signs once more as he steps off. Setting from the stretch. 1-2. Called strike 3 to end the ball game. That will put an end to the ball game, which has come very, very late. 3 hours and 25 minutes later. It is the Worcester Bravehearts who squeak by in a slugfest, 9-8 over the Pittsfield Suns. We'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns post-game show, heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your books.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, with your host, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show, heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Here at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell and Colin Quinn here in an absolute slugfest of a game between both teams that were heavy hitters throughout the contest, but it is a top of the ninth solo shot to right that is essentially the game winner for the Worcester Bravehearts.
A slugfest it was. A 9-8 final score combined with 25 hits and 17 runs in this one. Took a while to finish, but eventually did finish in just under 3.5 hours. But saw a lot of good things from both teams and saw a lot of things that both teams need to fix up for tomorrow's game, which will head to Worcester for another morning start.
Yeah, you got, for the Pittsfield Suns, 3 straight home and homes. You just finished up with Westfield. Now you got Worcester tomorrow road game, and then a home and home starting away against the North Shore Navigators. But this is going to be a heavy test for me. A solo shot by Tyler Becker opened up the contest 1-0. A sacrifice fly by Jackson Peterson in the first tied it up. No more scoring till the top of the fourth, where 4 runs came in the fourth. And through all of that, it came off of, let's see here, an RBI single by Jacob Sessa, a sacrifice fly by Riley Livingston, and a 2 RBI single by Mariano Ricciardi. The Suns would get those runs back and then some. A solo shot by Jackson Peterson in the bottom of the sixth to lead that one off. A 2 RBI single by Jack Kolumovic, an RBI single by Nate Cormier, an RBI single by Dom Hughes, and that one at a score of 6-5 at the time. Bravehearts would come back with 3 in the 8th. They would get those 3. Off of a whole lot looking at it, actually. It was a fielder's choice that scored 1 run.
And
an error. And an RBI single by Tyler Becker. Suns would tie the ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Have a 2 RBI single by Nate Cormier. And then the solo shot in the top of the 9th by Camulos. Again, part of the pronunciation if it is incorrect. Solo shot to right. That ended the contest. 25 combined hits. 14 for the Suns, 11 for the Bravehearts. 17 runs, 9-8. Obviously, it's 9 for the Bravehearts. They won. 4 errors. The Suns had 3. So after starting off the season hot, 3-0, you lose 4 straight they won to begin the season. Now they are, after going 4-0, they are 0-2 since. And for the Pittsfield Suns, they are going to see their standings list drop down. They are now 4-2, while the Worcester Bravehearts are back at 500 at 2 apiece, breaking a 2-game losing streak. And for this one, again, this was such a heavy-hitting contest. But what do you think was the biggest non-benefactor, I should say, detriment for the Suns here today?
I mean, we've remarked a whole lot about how great their pitching has been, and I think their pitching really, to put it to, I mean, it was bad today. It wasn't as good as it usually was that we have expected. We had a starter, Alex Janeo. He went 5 innings, giving up 7 hits and 5 runs, and then Jared Henry, who has been almost automatic for outs this summer so far, went 2 2/3 gave up 2 hits and gave up 3 runs, but not earned. Their defense at times were shaky too for the Suns tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, with 3 errors, and a couple of those errors were costly. That scored a couple of runs, and that could have turned the game at any point if those errors did not occur.
There's so many holds, blown saves to put into effect of how possible that could be. So I'm just going to go with wins and losses. Pardon that. Baez does get the victory after blowing the save in the 8th. And then you have, for the Pittsfield Suns, Sean Gamlin. He will receive the loss. There's no saves because Baez was out there during the blown save, then later got the win thanks to his offensive opposing side. So again, for the Suns, they dropped this one by a final score of 9-8 on a very, very closely contested ball game through and throughout. And as we look here, post-game, again, losers of 2 straight now. We got to go with the pitcher and player of the game. For the player of the game for the Pittsfield Suns, there was a lot to factor in, but we are going to go with, there's so many good players.
There's a couple, yeah, really. I mean, you have Nate Cormier with the 3 RBIs, Jack Kulovich coming back with the 2 RBIs and 2 hits, really clutch. And then you also have Jackson Peterson, who launched a moonshot today, too. So there's really a couple of players you could pick for player for the Suns.
There really is. So that'll be yet to be determined, or at least this isn't official. But we'll give it to Jack Kolumovic on his return with a solid 3 for 5 performance. 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, 2 walks. Yeah, that seems fair. 2 for 3. That seems fair that he will get that. And then for the Pittsfield Suns, looking at their pitching for the pitcher of the game, really think that due to everything, I think Jared Henry, 2 2/3, no earned runs, only 2 hits, one of them being a double, walked 1, hit a batter, threw a wild pitch, struck out 2. He was pretty solid in 2 2/3, only facing 13 batters. He will receive the pitcher of the night. So as we end this contest, and the Suns on the losing end of a 9-8 contest, again, Steve is not here. He will be back on Friday. But Colin, your final thoughts.
It was a slugfest for the Bravehearts and Suns today. Really fun contest. But as I mentioned, things that both teams need to adjust for tomorrow's game. Defense for the Suns would be one of them, and probably pitching, I would say. But usually their pitching has been on point, so they'll get it together. The Suns will be back in the win column soon. The Bravehearts looked really good. They really impressed me with their bats, at least today. And so yeah, I'll go with that. Like, we'll see what happens throughout the season. But
this contest started at 10:30 in the morning, ended at 1:55 for a game time total of 3 hours and 25 in front of a crowd of 2,361 strong. The next game for the Pittsfield Suns is tomorrow at Worcester, the back end of a home and home. And then the next time the Pittsfield Suns are home is going to be on Friday, the back end of another home and home. That one against the North Shore Navigators. Game time set for 6:30 with pregame set for 6:15. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a ball game and a half.
Welcome to the Pittsfield.
So, with that being said, it was such a great game to see, to watch. It was absolutely amazing. But that will do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. For players, coaches, umpires, and fans, alongside Colin Quinn, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you on Friday night.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.